Get in here. Keep solving all these mysteries. Yes, please. I would like to continue as my other person. Or as my person. Hopefully. How's everyone's Friday going? Hopefully going good. I'm so ready for Halloween. My favorite holiday of the year. Going to be lots of fun things happening. Oh boy. Load faster, game, please. I promise it's loading. You can't see it because the poll is there. But it's moving. It's thinking. Alright. Now to remember what I've been doing. See, we're still looking for Scintilla. We needed to talk to Malleolus, but we can't do that right now because we already pissed him off for the day. And I don't think we can talk to Ulpius until we talk to Malleolus. So we could go into the lower cistern, I believe. So I think I'm going to do that, maybe. Yeah, Galerius, we have to do some other things to make him popular before he'll run for magistrate. The Greek plaque we know is in Dooley's cell, which we need to make Galerius magistrate first. The Egyptian plaque is wherever Kabosh is, so probably in the cistern somewhere. And then, yeah, we don't know where that one is. Cool. The shrine near me has the path to Kabosh. Okay, cool. So let's see, this was the shrine to Artemis. This is the shrine to Apollo. Is there another shrine over here? Or just those ones? Oh, you're the one that collapsed. Right, there is a shrine over here. That's right, every time I tried to walk up the stairs, I was accosted by, oh, there's somebody coming to kill us. You, Hera? The Greek statue, probably of the goddess to whom this temple is dedicated. Perhaps a local Greek resident knows more about her. Well, maybe not. She's not dressed like Hera. Maybe Demeter? Ah, the wonders of a flashlight in ancient times. Greek vase painted with people in geometric shapes. Indeed it is. Someone has been through here recently. Or it's a very impressive lamp. But I'll go with someone was here recently. Now his face is in better shape. Depicting some kind of battle. It's all up to you. Yeah, I'll talk to Georges about who the shrine is. Oh god, we're loading. Okay. But I'm not gonna leave and come back just to talk to him. Since we're already down here. But I will find out. I will answer my own question. The Greek lyre, played by being strummed with a plectrum. Ah, all the Greek artifacts. This has been here a long time. Another lyre. know why I was thinking about it last time. I keep having this tendency to want to look in all the barrels. It's like, why is that my default? And it's because I've been playing a lot of Sea of Thieves. So, gotta check all the barrels. Look over. Let me look over the side, game. Fine. That's an interesting rock formation. Torches. Yeah, I'm not gonna... I also pissed off Aurelia, so I couldn't ask her. Hey, let me put away my...
Ah, a visitor.
Unknown Greek general. Helmet. Off the head. Isn't that typically like a... one of the Spartan dudes? Well, let's talk to the stranger.
Welcome, welcome. May I ask your name?
Sure.
It's a sincere pleasure to meet you. Tell me, what brings you all the way down here?
Well... looking for Kabosh.
Ah, Kabash. I
Kabash?
know this man. He came through here some weeks ago. I will tell you everything I know, but first, a request. I have been living down here alone for many years, with nobody to talk to but myself. The one
You could
thing I
leave at any
long for
point.
above all else before I die is a good philosophical argument with somebody astute.
Oh,
And
God.
hoping that person is you. Let us find out with this simple question. Have you deduced the name of the god responsible for the Golden Rule?
Why, yes.
Excellent. I see you are indeed quite astute. Very few come to that realization before their time in the sun is over. Now, will you join me in a friendly Socratic dialogue?
Sure. Was never a big one for philosophy, but we'll see.
Wonderful. Then let me begin with a question. Would you say you know the difference between right and wrong?
You know, it's got lots of shades of gray.
You are an overthinker too. We're the same then. It is probably why I became a philosopher. But if you struggle with right and wrong normally, then down here with the Golden Rule, surely your struggle can only have become more difficult.
Yes. But only because I've done some things that were probably questionably wrong, and nobody got turned to gold as a result. So clearly I haven't transgressed in whatever way is the magic way.
Well, that's reassuring. And the truth is, you're not alone. You see, out there in the world, being uncertain about right and wrong was acceptable, because our mistakes rarely had consequences. So we would tell lies and bend rules and turn a blind eye and rationalize, and yet still find a way to think of ourselves as good people. But under the Golden Rule, morality matters. The slightest wrongdoing could result in a mass execution. So to navigate this maze, we would have to be certain about the difference between right and wrong. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, I would very, very much about Pluto's version of right and wrong. Not necessarily our version, because clearly we have differences of opinion.
That is an excellent question, and it leads directly to my next line of inquiry. So let me ask you this. Is there one system of morality
Flashing
which
back
is
to my philosophy
always
class.
perfectly correct, which you could follow in every situation and always do the right thing?
Quite frankly, no. There is not one system of morality. Everyone has circumstances, everyone has reasons, and what might be right in one situation may not be in another. So
Are you sure? Or is it possible that humans simply haven't figured out the right system yet?
I really don't think there is such a thing as correct morality. It's all dependent.
So is it up to each of us to decide what right and wrong mean to us individually? Or must we simply follow the laws and customs of whichever community we're in?
You need to decide that for yourself. Not everyone's gonna agree with you, but you need to decide it for yourself.
So if a man feels that stoning to death his unfaithful wife is right, then is it right?
No. Okay, we're having
I agree.
kind of arguments.
But why? Didn't you just say right and wrong depends on the individual?
Well, you can only decide what's right for yourself, but that shouldn't, I guess, well, it always affects other people.
And
I don't
that's
know.
a credit to you. It is the mark of a civilized person to change their position
I
when
hate this
presented with a
argument. I
superior
hate this argument so
argument.
much. What's your point?
My point is this. I don't think anyone alive truly knows any hard and fast rules about right and wrong.
Yes.
If there is one thing I have observed about rules, it is that virtuous people do not need them, and evil people will always find a way around them.
Exactly.
And so we must accept our
It's the
limitations.
problem with any sort of
And the sad
laws.
truth that no
put up
human
to stop
society
criminal
will
activity.
ever achieve the utopia for which it strives. In mathematics, we would call it an asymptote, a line that can be approached but never reached. Because the only way to create a utopia is with the ever-present threat of force, such as the Golden Rule. This and no other is the root from which a tyrant springs when he first appears as a protector. And life under tyranny is no utopia at all.
That is all perfect. I do actually agree with that.
I'm glad to hear that. In any case, thank you for humoring an old man. I would be happy to answer your questions.
Okay, let's start with your name. And why are you stuck down here?
You mean, how did I end up living alone in this cave with nothing but these relics of the past for company? It's a long story.
Everybody says that, but their stories are relatively short. They're definitely not novel length.
I was a quarrelsome young man. At 19, I left Corinth for Rome to study rhetoric at one of her finest academies, so I could argue more forcefully. Back then, I used to enjoy verbally sparring with everyone I could, and I was good. One night, I found myself in a tavern in an argument with a drunken mercenary.
Well, there's your first problem.
It became heated.
Arguing with
He
a
drew a
drunk person.
gladius, and I won the argument, but lost my life. I woke up on the banks of the Styx at a campfire opposite Karen. Of course, I tried to persuade her to let me return, but even with all my skill, I failed. I settled in, made friends, and learned what I could, quickly realizing our little community faced certain death under the Golden Rule. So
Is it
I
because
began
he's
looking
from, like,
for
a
place
previous
to hide
iteration?
underground. Fortunately, I found this place waiting for me. You see,
And it's a way to
I
avoid the
was
golden
not the
statues.
first to take refuge
Yeah.
here. I returned to my friends above, persuaded them to join me, and 12 of us descended for the last time to live out our days hidden from Hades' tyranny.
Oh, come on, you're an archaeologist. You can't get to be any kind of archaeologist. I don't care what your actual, specialization is, but you can't do your basic archaeology classes without talking about Greek and Roman mythology. Why can't you return to the surface?
My generation was wiped out, turned to gold, many years ago. My friends and I were able to avoid the same fate by hiding down here. I think it's safest to assume that if I was to return, Hades would realize that his Furies hadn't finished the job, and he'd send them after me again.
Naturally. Is there a reason you can't tell me your name?
I fear that if you were to utter my name in the city, even by mistake, that Hades would hear you and know I am still alive.
And Hades wouldn't be suspicious if I talk about the man I met in the cistern? Or in a cave beneath a temple? You know, he might make his own conclusions. But, oh well. Yeah, so where are the other 11? Have they all died?
I'm afraid I am the only one left. There were 12 of us in the beginning, but one by one, my friends passed away. Some from malnutrition, others from madness and despair. It has been lonely. Before my unexpected visit from Kabash some weeks ago, I'd not seen another person in many, many years.
How are you still alive then?
Living in darkness is not without its challenges.
Oh,
First
yeah, that's water.
challenge
I guess
is
you could
diet.
fish in the caves. That's true.
Fortunately, I found that eating fresh fish provides most of the nutrients I need. And sometimes, when there are Greek people living up above, I surface at night and
It is
salvage
Demeter.
the
I was
offerings
right.
they've left in the temple of Demeter. The greater challenge is the isolation, so I like to imagine arguments, where I argue both sides. But, like so many things in life, arguments are better with a partner.
Yeah, it's easy to get wrapped around the axle when you argue with your own brain.
As you wish.
Do you know a way out of here? Obviously not, or you wouldn't still be stuck here.
If I did, would I be living like this?
Doesn't hurt to ask. You might know and just have not taken it, but... pretty sure I know what you think about the Golden Rule, but
Did we not discuss it at length already?
Yes.
Oh, I see. You're toying with me. Ha!
I'm asking every question. Do you know where I can find a plaque that was removed from the obelisk? And more importantly, do you know what that used to be?
You seek the plaque bearing the Egyptian inscription?
Yes, that's the one.
It is a cursed object, and I would be happy to give it to you, if Kabash had not already taken it.
Alright, where is he?
I will tell you, but you may find him hostile. To prepare for your encounter, there are certain things you must know. Very few know this, but before the Romans came to this city, it was once entirely Greek. The architecture, the temples, and the people. When the Romans
Yes,
came,
that
in
was fairly
typical
clear.
fashion, they claimed it as their own, built over everything that could be built over, and renamed the things that could not. Thus, the shrine of Persephone became the shrine of Proserpina. And when they found an obelisk bearing the name Hades, they tore it off and replaced it with Pluto instead. And the city's dwindling Greek residents, witnessing this compulsive Roman conquest, decided to
I guess that's what
preserve
the
what they
obelisk would
could
say,
of
wouldn't it?
their heritage. They gathered their art and valuables, secreted them away through the Temple of Demeter, and hid them here, out of reach of the Romans.
All fair enough.
However, there was one thing that always seemed out of place to me, and it is the very thing you seek. An even older plaque bearing an Egyptian inscription.
I mean, that's not terribly strange. The Egyptians were the previous ruling empire, and they had Greek elements in them. All the Ptolemies. That's technically a Greek family. Starts, I think, with Alexander the Great. So they're Greek, so they would have a heritage with the Egyptian stuff. I'm curious about the older empire, though. What did it say? Let's see. Who would that say? It wouldn't be would it be Osiris? Who's the Egyptian god of the underworld? Is it Anubis? Might be Anubis.
We had no idea until years later when the first of my friends began to die. As a result of their deaths, we began to dig catacombs branching off from this cavern to lay them to rest.
You
We
found the Egyptian
extended the
layer
tunnel so
underneath.
far that we accidentally discovered another, an even older tunnel, which somebody had gone to great lengths to keep hidden. Suddenly it made sense why there was an out-of-place Egyptian plaque among our people's possessions. You see, we proud Greeks had thought the Romans
Yeah, at least
beasts
he
for
recognizes
stealing
what
and
happened.
corrupting our heritage. But it turns out this game has been going on much longer than any of us imagined. I think it is best you head through the catacombs and follow Kabash's trail.
Yeah, so the Romans did it to the Greeks did it to the Egyptians, and the Egyptians did it to any number of previous cultures before them. It's just how these things go. It's the rise and fall of empires. What's in there? You say catacombs. I assume there's dead bodies, yes?
There are certain things you must see for yourself. Take this key. You'll need it to open the gate.
Sure. Alright. I'm gonna go now.
I enjoyed our chat, but please, keep my presence here a secret, yes?
Sure. For however long you're here. Ah, the nutrients in these fish must have helped the old man compensate for the lack of sunlight. Well, I better have some vitamin D or he's gonna have some problems. Oh god, there's so much here.
Ah, you've returned.
A large tub which has been converted into a rather eccentric bed. Yeah, doesn't look too uncomfortable, actually. Oh, so this is the catacombs. Okay, so I'm gonna go look the other way first.
Ah, you've returned.
Returned, never left. This must be... Is this the way back around? Okay, just go through the catacombs. Let's follow one trail at a time. I can do that.
Ah, you've returned.
A friend of the philosopher. Another friend of the philosopher, of which I found 2. Wonder if there's actually 11 in here. Is that 3? Yeah, 3. Mm, 4 or 5? Six, 7, 8, 9, 10. Geez, some of these poor people are just out here. Is there one? There should be one more. Unless I can't count. Yeah, there's one more. There's the other 11. Shovel. Oh, this reminds me of The Witcher. This little sewer level. Of course, you know, there's always a sewer level, right? Oh, that's a thing. want my light back. I'd much rather have my light. Locked from the other side, of course. Ah, the Egyptian vase. Decorated with animals. This was built to last. Oh, another one. And people in Egyptian dress turned to gold. I bet we can figure out what happened here. Trying to decide if there's anything in the water worth diving. Don't think so. I think that's an already gold person. Yeah. This is a neat area, though. Well, downstairs we go. Excuse me. Turn gold. How many times I gotta hit you? Oh, well, I've got one more friends. Here, another one. Should not have missed that right in front of my face. Don't like that sound. Is the crocodile? No, it's a hippo. Creature. A hippo with a crocodile mouth? Maybe? I don't know. Something. There's something in Egyptian mythology that eats the hearts of oh, there's another one over there. At least they can't climb. It eats the hearts of people that fail. If your heart weighs too much, your heart is fed to something. God, that noise of the fire scared the shit out of me. Oh, the statues are turning to look at me again. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. Yeah. Come now. This all makes perfect sense. Gonna need those, though. Ah, Senate. That nobody knows how to play anymore. An Egyptian man. Looks like he was running from something. Shocking. a minute. Don't need them looking at me. It's just severely uncomfortable. Okay, we'll take the high road and avoid the things. Let's just do that. Oh, God. I feel like I should make a high ground joke. Get out of there. I won't be able to shoot through that, will I? Yeah, invisible walls. Oh, my favorite. That's okay, we'll get him over here. Anyone else? Any more little friends gonna leap out at me in the dark and jump scare me to death? No? Okay. Must be Anubis, right? Head of a jackal, it's Anubis. Head of a jackal is so, okay. My person can read Egyptian hieroglyphs but can't tell what one of the gods of the underworld, or one of the Egyptian gods is. Weird knowledge gap there. Statue of Akher. An ancient Egyptian deity said to guard against evil spirits and welcome the dead to the underworld. Ah, sounds a bit like our Karen. No, but Anubis. Anubis is the jackal-headed god. He's not one of the obscure ones. Really the one that a lot of people actually know. On the other hand, being able to read hieroglyphics, that's a bit of a niche skill. Not only that, but understand the grammatical structure too. That's pretty impressive. Okay. Something's definitely gonna jump out at me. I can't not. Ah, this again. Everybody's running. Can I read these hieroglyphics? They'll tell me whose temple this is. I'm sure I already know, but... Huh. The weird thing is there's no kids in either one. There's no children. Yet to see children. Oh, hi. Let me not point my bow at you. Oh, no. I guess I can't go anywhere.
Do not come any closer. Who are you?
Well, you don't know me, but I'll tell you my name
Kabash,
anyway.
And let me guess, another Greek or Roman come to loot and plunder the resting place of my ancestors,
Do I look Greek or Roman to you? I mean, I might, but I'm just looking for an Egyptian plaque.
To what end?
I want to return it to the obelisk.
That is welcome news. You really are not Greek or Roman, are you? I was planning to return it myself, but for now, I must remain. Here, take it and restore the honor of Osiris.
Osiris, Lord of Silence. I mean, I guess that makes sense. It's either Osiris or Anubis. Okay, I guess I can't turn it around. Thank you.
Now, as for the other plaque,
The fourth plaque. Do you know where I can find it?
indeed, I have it right here.
Oh, good.
I stumbled across a collection of dusty curiosities while searching for a place to hide from the hungry children of Amit, and there it was.
May I have it as well?
You may not. In fact, I am about to destroy it.
¿Por qué?
Because it speaks a treacherous, blasphemous lie.
Okay. How so? Is it because it has a different name from an older god instead of your god? A lot of the religions kinda grew from one another. That's kinda how that works.
I will tell you, but first, do you know what this place is?
The Duat. Which I know because I played Assassin's Creed. But also because I'm an archaeologist.
Indeed, and I see you know our history. This is the Duat. See what has become of it. I have been down here for weeks, piecing together its story, and here is what I have learned. As Egypt declined and the Greeks had their turn to flourish, their souls came here in great numbers. But instead of adopting our ways, they copied and corrupted them. When they found the obelisk bearing the name Osiris, the true god of the underworld, they desecrated it, removing his name and replacing it with Hades. Even the ferryman of the dead, known to my people long before as Kerti, they renamed to Keron. As if that desecration was not enough, they built over this place, using it as the foundation for their own underworld, so that ours was forgotten. My only solace is that the Greeks then suffered the same fate when the Romans rose to power, renaming Hades to Pluto, and the cycle began anew.
Okay. I mean, all that makes sense. No, the Greeks did not adopt your culture in the upper world. Why would they do that in the underworld? They tried to merge your religions. They like merged Zeus and a lot of the gods and named them Egyptian gods as well. They tried to merge religions. I don't know it worked very well though. So what's the problem with this plaque? Are you upset because your people did the same thing to another people?
It is inscribed with a script I do not recognize, but it is ancient, almost as if it is older than the plaque bearing Osiris's name. But if that is so, it would imply the gods of Egypt are mere imitations too, copied and corrupted from an ancient people who prospered even before us. And that my people did to them what the Greeks and Romans did to us. But this, I cannot accept. I sense a deception. Perhaps it is the work of Set, the usurper, seeking to undermine Osiris once more.
You know, sometimes you gotta just accept that things happened, as much as you don't want to believe them. What does the inscription say?
You will never know. This work of sacrilege must be destroyed, thrown into the black abyss below in Osiris's name.
Please don't.
You are too late. It is done.
God damn it. Now I'm gonna have to go in after it.
You would plunge into the depths of the Duat with no way back up. Madness.
Because it's your fault. Anyway, I got questions for you.
If it will help you to see reason, then ask.
You're the unreasonable one. Instead of just handing it to me, you pitched it down a hole. And now I gotta go down and shoot more monsters and go collect it. The reason I have to go further in the Duat is because you dropped the damn thing.
I am from Rakotis, which you may know as Alexandria, the name of the city the Greeks built over it. I was a fisherman, like my father before me. Since the Romans had taken over from the Greeks, I took the opportunity to learn Latin and eventually traveled to Rome.
He must have been around.
When the fires
We're
broke
talking
out last year, I tried to help. I gathered terrified locals into my boat and led many of them to safety farther along the Tiber. On my 7th trip,
End
a
of the
passenger
Egyptian.
demanded I wait for his
End of
brother.
the Ptolemy
But we
line.
were full to almost sinking, and smoke was all around us. I told him his brother would have to save himself, and he tried to bribe me by placing a coin into my hand. When I refused, he drew a dagger and thrust it between my ribs.
Again with the coins.
I awoke on the banks of the river to a stranger wearing a ram headdress. He said his name was Kirti, and at the time, I simply thought him odd. It did not dawn on me until much later that he was the Kirti, the ram-headed ferryman described in the Book of the Dead.
I mean, is it common for people to be named after the ferryman of the dead? Just in your times, is that normal? Do we name people after people that take dead normally? How common of a name is that? Anyway, do you know a way out, or did you just go deeper?
This is where I belong, as caretaker of the memories of my people. If our ways are to be remembered, it falls to me.
Alright, well, don't go crazy. Alone here in the dark. Anyway, tell me what you think of the Golden Rule.
I think if someone is to break the Golden Rule, it will not be me. For I try to live as I always have by the command of the goddess Ma'at. Do to the doer to make him do. As for the punishment that will come from it, I finally understand why it has long been said among my people that gold is the skin of the gods.
Interesting. So what do you think is down there?
I do not know. What could possibly lie beneath the underworld? Perhaps it is infinite darkness. Perhaps it is the lair of Amit, the devourer of souls.
I think
All
that's the
I
thing
know
that you
is
feed hearts
it
to.
would be unwise to venture down there.
Alright, well, that just makes me want to go down there even more. Let's go.
Is everyone so contrary where you are from? Do not even consider it.
Well, you made it my problem, so guess what?
Good. Be gone from this place. Wait. You are planning to go down there. I see it in your eyes.
I mean, I told you I was planning to it. Definitely.
You would plunge into the depths of the Duat with no way back up. Madness.
Yes, you've mentioned that, but I'll find a way back up.
We shall see.
I'm sure I will find a way back up. Anyway, I would like my flashlight again, please. What are you gonna eat down here? I mean, that guy's got fish. What do you have? Statue of Kerti, the Egyptian ram-headed deity believed by the Egyptians to ferry the deceased to the underworld. He's associated with death and Osiris, the god of the underworld. This must be the man in the ram headdress who Kabosh saw when he awoke by the river. Yes, names have not got much better. Especially when you got celebrities naming their kids things like Apple. It's like, what did I have for breakfast this morning? Apple. That's what I'm gonna name my baby. Alright.
That lamp, praise Ra. Truly, the gods are powerful in this place.
Yes, they are. Ow. Sumerian plaque. Oh, so I thought it was either Assyrian or Sumerian, so let's take the item before I die and drown to death. Oh, here we go again. This Gilgamesh, this is like Gilgamesh's time, so you're gonna have... Oh, this stuff, weird coincidence, is, I think, the kind of House of Ashes. Perhaps time frame. At least where it starts. Okay, please don't. Please don't. Just don't. Don't look at me, statues. None of that, please. You're not all gold people, are you? One of you is going to come and attack me. There's gotta be one somewhere. Ooh. That's some... Oh god, that must suck for that person. They're just stuck underwater, pinned by a rock for thousands of years right now. Oh yeah. Like how the Egyptian sand has sort of filled in the Sumerian underworld. Oh, well, you know, I seem to be that kind of archaeologist. Barricades. An eroded set of barricades. It looks like the Sumerians were trying to defend themselves from something. I see, they worked spectacularly. Another giant boulder. Did they use catapults to try and drive off the gold dudes? I wonder... So up there, right? The gold statues that are the ones that come down and shoot people, that look like... I think they look mostly like Diana and Apollo. Those look very Greek. I wouldn't say they look Roman, even. What did the Sumerian default statues look like, I wonder? More barricades. I like how they put the women behind the barricade to plead. Anyhow. Thank you for pointing. Well, that's in English, and very well typed out. Anyway. Stranger, heed the final words of Namkuzu. bear witness to our aftermath, and lament us. We did our best to live as the gods commanded. We planted and harvested together. We shared bread and beer. We accepted newcomers with open arms, as if family. But with each newcomer, the bonds of our family strained, and soon we were as strangers to each other. And when those bonds were finally broken, my brothers and sisters planted only for themselves and ate and drank alone. And it was there, in the empty space between us, that sin took root. Nergal's sentinels have awoken and clamor at our barricades. Learn from our Alright then. I'm just gonna borrow this, sir. God, it's an archaeological treasure trove down here. Of course, I may be too dead to go back and, talk through anything. Alright, invisible walls, I gotcha. A broken set of Sumerian pottery. While other ancient people made pottery by hand, the Sumerians were the first to develop the turning wheel, which allowed them to mass produce it. That's fascinating. I wonder what's beneath the Sumerian one, because there's got to be something beneath it, right? Oh boy. That was a rough spot to die, dude. A corroded brass plate with Sumerian markings on it. It appears to be a pressure plate for some kind of trap. So, don't step on it. Gotcha. More barricades that I see worked perfectly. That is a rock. That is a barricade. And a lot of people running away. Hey. I hear your heads turning. Knock it off. A Sumerian plaque written in cuneiform, which translates to "the sins of the one shall become the suffering of the many." Oh, good. So I can read many, many ancient languages. That's excellent. I'd be harder pressed to understand how any of the other classes of people would be able to read it. Archaeologists, maybe. Especially if they made a study of ancient languages. Knock that horror shit off. But an archaeologist, makes a little bit of sense. A strange stone object in the shape of a suitcase. We'll probably never know what this was for. That's probably true. I wouldn't have called that a suitcase. I would have called that a padlock. A giant stone padlock. But again, yes, we'll probably never know. Unless there just happens to be a leftover Sumerian floating around down here. This is the underworld, after all. There could be. 100% more traps, right? Oh, you mean like that. That's a trap. Pressure plate for some kind of trap. Let's not stand on that then. Oh, God, the ripple in the water. I thought something was coming up. Okay. Okay, invisible walls. Good. Oh, here, we might get to actually see the sentinels down here. I mean, it's definitely true that...
When I told you that you would not find a way back up, that was not a prediction. That was a promise.
You gonna make me turn you to
will
gold,
die
dude?
here.
There's no need for this to end in violence.
I disagree. I warned you against coming down here. against perpetuating this sacrilege, but you persisted. You have undermined and dishonored the true god of the underworld. How did you think this would end, if not with bloodshed?
Just hear me out.
Very well, I will listen. But if I sense deception, or if you further
boy.
insult my gods, I will carry out my threat. So tell me, why should I let you live after you salvaged this instrument of blasphemy?
Oh boy. Honestly, there's no shame in building on the works of people who came before you. Oh boy. Oh, that's oof. um. Shit. Let's see. I'm just trying to replace all the plaques taken from the desecrated obelisk. I don't think he's gonna buy that one. But yeah, sure.
Why? To what end?
I'm hoping it'll earn me an audience with the god of the underworld.
But why? What business could you have with Osiris?
I'm going to confront him about the golden rule. Hey, Hound. Thanks for the resub. Yeah, mostly because he didn't finish the game last week, so, or on Sunday. So, Friday stream. Still stream on Sunday, though. There will still be lots of horror things going on.
Blasphemous fool! You have
God
sealed
damn it!
your
I was
own
so close
fate.
to starting my own way out of this shit. Wait, if you attack me, you'll break the golden rule.
Ha, good. I welcome it. You see, the philosopher told me that each time it breaks, Osiris bellows with rage, and his voice shakes the very foundations of the earth. I can only hope one more tremor will lay waste to this fragile place once and for all, and you along with it.
God damn it.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
This is bad. I'm down here. God damn it. Well, maybe this will give me a chance to re-talk him out of this. That did not go well. Where did it put me? Okay, this is not a bad save, actually. Okay. Alright. Oh, put the bow away. Let's try this again. Okay. Cutscene.
When I told you that you would not find a way back up, that was not a prediction.
Yes,
That
now I know not
was
to
a
talk about the
promise.
obelisk. I got
You
it.
will die here. I disagree.
Man, I talked my
warned
way
you
out of the
against
other
coming down here,
situations without
against
violence pretty damn well.
perpetuating this sacrilege, but you persisted. You have undermined and dishonored the true god of the underworld. How did you think this would end, if not with bloodshed? Very
think.
well, I will
Maybe
listen.
the assassin I
But
didn't
if
talk
I
out.
sense
But
deception, or if you further insult my gods, I will
I
carry
would shoot
out my
anyone.
threat. So tell me, why should I let you live after you salvaged this instrument of blasphemy?
Alright, There's no shame in building on the works of people who came before you.
That may be true of many things, but this is different. If our gods were copied and corrupted from an older civilization, does that not mean they are false? Does that not mean our prayers to our gods all fell on deaf ears because we were not even addressing them by their true names?
If gods exist, isn't it possible they each have more than one true name?
Now that I think about it, my people would sometimes call Osiris the god of many names. Perhaps it is so. But the underworld of my people is so different to this one, and so unlike the way it was described by our priests. Many of my ancestors endured great hardship to live good lives so that we may descend to the Duat in death and be judged accordingly. We prepare to have our hearts weighed on Anubis' scales and to swear ourselves innocent of sin before the 42 assessors of Ma'at. And yet, I arrive here to find the Book of the Dead contained only a seed of truth. And now I ask myself, did our priests steal and embellish the stories of an older people and feed us lies all our lives simply to trick us into obedience?
Possibly. But isn't being a good person a worthwhile pursuit in and of itself?
I am not sure I follow. Speak plainly.
If you were only good in life because you expected a reward, were you really a good person? Even if your beliefs about the afterlife weren't quite accurate, isn't the important thing that they motivated you to live good lives?
Perhaps there is
Go with that
some
one.
truth in that. What is your point?
Are you going to abandon a lifetime of good character now that it matters most, just because you found out you were misled?
You are persuasive. Very well. I will let you live, and you may do what you will with that plaque. I will remain here for a while and attempt to learn what I can about the foundations of my people's beliefs. Go.
Excellent. Thank you. Alright, let's not step on the pressure plate. Good. Nothing's shooting at me this time. But yeah, no, they are Sumerian sentinels. That's pretty cool. I want my flashlight back, though. It's so freaking dark. That's nothing. I don't think there's anything down that way either. No, there was a way over. A little bit. Oh, no. Never mind. There's an invisible wall. I'm just not allowed to go over there. I gotcha, game. I gotcha. Stay focused. Peace, my dude. And, farewell. Please don't shoot me in the back or anything. Oh, look. We're back up here. And the door that was locked from the other side and is conveniently now unlocked. I think, though, I need to go this way. I was heading the wrong way. Let's go say hi to our Greek fellow on our way out. I was expecting there to be more creepy things come after me. But I'm okay that they didn't. I'm okay with that.
You carry the gift of Prometheus in your hand. Remarkable.
Oh, well, yes.
Good to see you again, friend. Did you find what you need?
Yes.
I enjoyed our chat, but please, keep my presence here a secret, yes?
Alright. Again, totally fine. Yeah, just head on out of here. So we just have the one plaque left. Oh, but you know where I haven't gone? And I was going to go.
Ah, you've returned.
Up here. That's good, Shaolin Monkey. Okay, so this just put me as a shortcut back. Okay. Cool, cool. That's what I thought it was. I'm glad that's what it turned out to be. Yes, thank you. I don't need the tip. Somebody broke these on their way past. Why, thank you, Whispers. I'm aware. It's all up to me. And yes, that is the statue of Demeter, who is the wife of Persephone. Or not wife, the mother of Persephone. And goddess of the harvest. Alright, everything still seems in order here. Feel like there's something else I need to do, though. Just has a chair back there. Isn't that kind of weird? Oops. I just wanted to check because I wasn't allowed back there before. Tell me about that other shrine real quick.
Hello again, my sartorial friend. What is on your mind?
Never mind.
I hope that our paths cross again soon, my friend.
I guess I was supposed to talk to the other Greek in there, which I did, so. That's fine. Okay, what now? What now? We're gonna pop our heads in down here. Because I have to wait for the day to somehow end.
Hey! You're not thinking about going into the cistern, are you?
I know about your creature. Don't worry about me.
Well, it's your funeral.
We're good. We're good. I mean, what did you think I was doing? Just gonna go, like, tag the door and walk away? Okay. Bow back. There you go. Get out of here. The fact that if you don't pull the bow back all the way, it doesn't fire an arrow is kind of obnoxious because real bows would still fire an arrow. Just not very far. Crushed creature. An emaciated, human-like creature splattered in gold. It appears to have been crushed to death while entering the cistern from the cave beyond. There's something in the water, right? There wouldn't be this much water where they just let it be. Right? And where they give me so many options to get into the water. Lunar pendant. Oh, hey, that was, not what I thought it was. Anyway, there's Latin inscription on the back which reads, Sen dia def. Well, that's the fancy bowl. Ugh. The sound the statues make when they look at me. I really just don't like it. Oh, this is the upper cistern. Okay. Before I go to the upper cistern, we're going to look in the lower cistern first. Young Roman woman throwing up her hands as if to surrender. Roman woman in the middle of disrobing, as if she'd been visiting the baths. A young Roman man posed as if beckoning others to safety. How'd that work out for him? Oh, I'm sure I'm gonna learn something terrible up there, which is why I'm not really in a hurry. To go up there. Flashlight. Okay. Oh, this water is not as deep as I thought it was. Now I feel really silly. And this water was also not as deep as I thought it was. Well. This water's a bit deeper, though. That being said, there's nothing in here. So I guess there is nothing else to the lower cistern besides a way up to the upper cistern. Alright. Here we go. Boy, am I glad that's deep water. Oh. Actually, don't see how that helps me. Oh, actually it does, because it's... Never mind. I see how it helps me now. Why not? There you go. Let's go left first. Oh boy. I'm gonna guess Daddy didn't like her being in love with somebody. That's my guess. Oh, don't worry. I'm gonna visit her. Alright. Hi, Scintilla.
You. Who are you? Did he send you?
Well, nobody sent me, but hi.
Juno, you're here. You have to help me escape before that monster comes back.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
I'm Scintilla.
Just talk to me a little
I
bit.
found a way out through the Gate of Horn, but it's locked. So I told him about it, and instead of helping me escape, he locked me out. He wants to
Gate
keep
of
us all
Horn.
here forever, or until we're turned to gold. He's a monster. You have to let me go so we can kill him and take his key.
Okay, let's start with, who is said monster?
Sentius, my adoptive
Yep.
father.
That's what I thought.
Furies, help me. I'll
Here's the Gate of
castrate
Horn,
and crucify him.
How hasn't this broken the golden rule?
I don't know. He said the gods are on his side because they don't want us to escape either.
Where exactly is the way out?
Behind me, there's an aqueduct tunnel bringing water from outside the city, so it should lead us outside. The only problem is it's barred by a heavy locked gate, and he has the only key.
Of course he does. Of course he does. So what will you do if I release you?
I'm going to take that key from around his neck, even if it means cutting his throat to get it. I'm done caring about the golden rule. I just want out. Help me, and we can escape together.
What about the others?
There won't be enough time. Just you and me. What do you say?
What if I round everyone up so they're ready to escape once the golden rule is broken?
There's no time. Wait, did you hear that? He's here. Quick, you have to let me go. It's now or never.
Should I? Should I let her go? I mean, I'm not opposed to her murdering him, but that is definitely going to break the golden rule, and then I'm gonna have to get all the way back up to the shrine again. I mean, I'm really torn. I'm all for just letting her murder the man, since I have to loop anyway. So I might as well go. I saved anyway.
Oh, thank you. Now Wait. Did you hear that? He's here. He must be coming in through the door behind me. You distract him. Stay right here and keep him talking while I look for something I can use.
Okay. Sure. Hi. I know you're expecting to find your daughter chained up here.
Where is she?
You're human garbage, you know that?
So that is how it's going to be. Oh well, this doesn't change anything for me. It's a shame, really. If you'd just done what you were supposed to, you'd have been looping through time forever until you gave up and killed yourself. Just like that soft-hearted pleb, Al.
Well, you know, funny thing about that. You remember this man.
Come now. Surely you didn't think you were the only one here who remembered everything.
Well, I did think it was
You
a little
see,
bit
my
weird that you
connection to the
didn't ask me to
portal
introduce
somehow
myself 10
preserves
times.
my memories from one loop to the next. Whether that was Proserpina's intention or a happy accident, I'll never know. But I'm surprised you hadn't noticed. Here I was thinking you're a little bit sharper than Al was. Or perhaps you're just more willing to break the rules. He was a moralistic fellow, never once compromised on his principles. And because of that fatal flaw, he relived this day many thousands of times
Jeez,
before
Al.
we finally had this conversation. I watched him come through the portal each time, always a little older, a little more disheveled, a little more haunted. And when he finally saw the futility of it all, as you're about to, it broke him. He drank a jug of wine, tied a noose around his neck, and took his own life, just before he was shot with a golden arrow. The next time I awoke, you showed up, but you've caught up to where he was so quickly.
You know, I
I'd have
actually
preferred
talked
if
to
you'd given me
people.
more time to enjoy the trappings of my success. How many extra days did you give me? Just the 3? Not many. But don't worry, I'm sure there'll be another useful idiot who comes along after you're dead. In any case, there's no escape for you except the path that Al took, the path he wrote about on his tablet. What was it? Ah, yes. Better to end it all now than find out what awaits you beyond that portal. So, you discovered my secret. So what? What are you going to do about it?
Well, I'd like to shoot you with a golden arrow. I feel like that wouldn't break the golden rule, but you never know. I know why he locked his daughter up, because he wanted to keep playing king of the castle. So he might actually break the golden rule at the election. We've never watched that. So you asked me to figure out who was going to break the golden rule, knowing I would fail every time?
Of course. There's no way you could have succeeded. Every soul who has ever found themselves here has broken the golden rule eventually. It is inevitable.
Have any
Man
of them
will
ever
always
actually
sin
been
sooner
down
or
to the
later.
Sumerian crypts,
Any
though?
idiot could tell you this, but where others might see tragedy, I saw opportunity.
Oh yes.
As I
saw
told you
all
the first time we
opportunity.
met, I found a way to cheat death. By reliving the same day over and over again forever. And I will
That's
continue living.
not really
long
living,
after
dude.
Your dust.
You knew there was a way out. You even locked your daughter up to keep it a secret.
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because I have grown attached to all this. My
Yeah.
title,
Yeah.
my beautiful villa, the sun on my face.
Man, you and
the
Malleolus
music
deserve each
of
other.
birds chirping. And as long as this day keeps repeating itself, I get to enjoy it all, over and over again, for eternity. Don't you see? I have
Come on,
found
Scintilla.
a way to
Smack him on the
prolong
head
my
already.
life indefinitely.
Stab him in
to
the back.
cheat death. I have become, in effect, as immortal as the gods. Can you honestly say you
Fourth
would not
lumbar.
wish the same for yourself?
Except for the spinal cord. Excellent. Well, let's see you cheat your way out of this. I mean, I'm sure you'll be back and you'll remember everything. But that only means I get to kill you endlessly. How do you like your endlessly and painfully? If I'm stuck here, he's going to be stuck here too. And if we can just keep reliving it over and over and over again, I get to kill him more painfully each time. And he has to live with that. And he has to remember it. It's perfect. Sounds like a good plan to me.
Do you really think you can take on a Decurion with that flimsy little bow?
It doesn't have to penetrate your armor, dude. All I gotta do is poke you. Turn gold. Oh, well, you know, I probably could, but I'm gonna let her have this one.
Who? Scintilla? Where is she?
I'm right here, Father.
Oh, you know, Scintilla? I approve. I was thinking you'd just stab him in the back, whack him on the
The
head.
many shall suffer
I have his
for the
key.
sins of the one.
Come on, we have to go. Hey, what's happening to you? That light, it's so bright.
Oh, well, there I go. I created a time paradox. Because he's dead, he can't have summoned me. Well, there's an ending, but we'll go back.
Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fray. Thought I was in here
Alworth.
alone.
Interesting.
I'm Al.
I came in here to find
Well,
you.
here I am. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
You know,
Really? That's
it's me.
strange. I was just reading an old tablet I found here. Well, trying. My Latin is kinda rusty, but the last entry mentioned someone with the same name. It described an event about 2,000 years ago. Someone with your name appeared in the city out of the shrine of Proserpina. Freed an imprisoned woman named Scintilla, who then murdered her captor, breaking some kind of ancient law. It said the attack
details.
caused golden statues to come alive, hunting down everyone in the city.
Boy,
and
somebody
turning them
was
into
efficient
gold.
with their writing.
Apparently, the only person to survive was Scintilla, while the stranger disappeared in a flash of light.
Weird. That definitely wasn't me. No, actually, that was me.
What? You're saying you were here 2,000 years ago? I'm not sure I understand.
When I first arrived here in the present day, I found your corpse hanging from a noose.
I'm sorry.
You also
come
had a
again?
very nice beard. I still have the suicide note you carved into this tablet. Here.
Let me see that. God, why does this writing look so familiar? I've spent a lifetime in this place going around and around in circles. This is disturbing. But I don't understand how I could have written it.
Wee! Time paradoxes. It was written by a different version of you. I changed the past and your fate. Congratulations.
I'm not following.
I helped Scintilla kill the man who opened a time portal and drew you back in time, preventing it from ever happening. I know I sound like I'm batshit, but really, that's what happened.
So you're saying, because a man from 2,000 years ago is dead, he never created a time portal, so I never went through it, and that's why I don't remember any of this.
Yes.
I guess you saved my life then,
Sure.
as well as helping that poor woman to escape. That's...
Oh, don't worry.
lot
I'm
to
gonna go
take
back
in.
again. I have bigger plans. Enough talk. How about we get out of this place?
Maybe we can escape through the same aqueduct Scintilla used, if we can find it.
It's right here in the cistern. Follow me. Oh my god, I teleported. Game, I'd like my flashlight back, please. Oh, this looks familiar. Yeah, no, this is why it wouldn't let me come up the side over here. Why there were invisible walls. Unless you can shortcut yourself?
I'm gonna pause here for a moment and make sure nobody else has ever lured into this temple.
Good idea.
You go on ahead, and I'll be there soon.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that there was an invisible wall that stopped me from coming up here before. There's one here. Maybe there wasn't, and maybe I just didn't think I could climb that. Huh. Well, now I'm curious. Now I'm real curious. Alright, let's go talk to Karen. And make sure I'm really not actually dead, and that I can maybe come back to life. That would be real nice.
You're back! But you're alone. Does that mean you didn't find Al?
I found him. Do you hear the hammering noise up over there? Oh, hey, our dragonfly buddy's still here.
Oh, what a relief. Thank you so much. I was beginning to think you'd both become trapped in there. Why don't you tell me what you discovered while we wait?
I discovered your real name is Karen, or is it Kerti?
Ah, I see. I thought you might. Well, now you know. I suppose you have questions.
Can you teach me to do that eye thing? Who are you really?
You can just call me Caroline, if you like. I am sorry I was not completely honest with you when we first met. I do not enjoy deceiving people. Believe me, I do not. But I have learned, from 5,000 years of experience, that most people find comfort in familiarity, in gradual change, and coming to see the truth in their own time.
Fair. And what truth?
That you
Rita?
died, of course. You were dead when I brought you here. My role, as the servant of the god of the underworld, has always been
Let's
to
go back
assist
to
the chosen
you've only had
to
5,000
cross
years
the
of
threshold
experience?
from the land of the living
Who was
to
there
the
before
land
you?
of the dead.
How did I die? Did I, like, Indiana Jones myself and get crushed by a rock trap?
Usually, when people do not remember how they died, it is because they suffered a terrible trauma. Most souls would rather not remember. Ask yourself honestly, do you really want to know?
I mean, yeah. I don't care if it was traumatic. I just kind of want to know what happened. I like to have a complete timeline in my head, please.
As you wish. You were murdered. You were exploring an old tomb.
That's
when
not
you
nearly as
discovered a
traumatic as
cache
I
of
thought.
forgotten relics, including 2 silver coins.
Al
of
killed me
ancient
though, right?
origin. Unfortunately, as you emerged into daylight, you were set upon by 2 thieves. A nearby hiker saw the scuffle break out and
Oh,
leapt
no,
to
Al is
your
the hiker.
aid, trying to help you recover your bounty. You both fought bravely, but your assailants were armed, and you were not. There was nothing you or your ally could have done. He died instantly at the scene, and you followed a few hours later. That man's name was Al Worth. You were each in possession of a sacred coin, called Karen's Opal by some, and so it was my duty to bring you here.
Interesting. Well, I mean, yeah, that not really as traumatic as I expected. You know, murder's still not great.
Perhaps you have heard the tales of the Greeks and Romans burying their dead with a coin in their mouths
It'd be a poorer
to pay
tale
the
just if I
ferryman
hadn't heard about that.
for passage across the river. Well, those stories contained a seed of truth, but not any coin would do. A long time ago, my master created 1,000 silver coins and had me distribute them across the world.
That
My
dragonfly
orders
is so
were
distracting.
simple. Whenever a person died in possession of a coin, I was to locate them and ferry them here.
I feel like Indiana Jones wouldn't die by thieves, though. I was clearly not up to snuff on my fighting skills, although I seem to be a pro archer. I say having missed several shots myself, but in the game already. Why?
That is a question you would have to ask him, if that were still possible, in light of the path you have chosen.
Noted.
I am just his
Ask him
servant, doing
why.
his bidding. Only now, I find myself bereft of purpose. You see, the coins on you and Al were the last of the 1,000 in existence. There is nobody else to ferry here.
Apparently a lot of Sumerians
Nobody
picked
to
him up
keep
then.
you company. After 5,000 years, The underworld has finally run its course.
Can you return us to the land of the living?
I see no point in keeping you here. But I have to ask one thing. That you keep this to yourself.
Look! Here comes Al now. Al! It's so good to see you. You were gone so long I thought I'd never see you again.
Kinda lost track of time in there. You wouldn't believe what we found. The ruins of a long-forgotten city. And there was a tablet describing an event 2,000 years ago. Supposedly, the city was destroyed when a woman murdered a tyrant with the help of, well, my new friend here. I know how crazy that sounds.
Maybe not that crazy. That woman. I don't suppose her name was Scintilla?
How could you... What?
She left a tablet of her own. I stumbled across it while I was waiting here. I think she meant for you to read it. Here, take a look.
I was curious what happened when she left.
I don't know what became of you, or if you'll ever read this, but I want you to know that I will never forget you, or what you did for me. It pains me that so many dear friends were not so fortunate. Ulpius, Sentia, Lucretia, Horatius, Galerius, poor Dooley, and the others. But please understand, their blood is on my hands, not yours. I will live with the consequences of my actions, and all I can do is move forward, trying to show others the same compassion you showed me. I promise you that saving my life will not be for nothing. Scintilla.
Alright, yeah. Thank you.
Sounds like you meant a lot to her. I'd love to hear your story, but first, you two look exhausted. Why don't you hop in my boat and rest while I ferry you back to civilization?
Sounds good to me.
And you? Are you ready to go home?
Yes? I feel like we're gonna have a very awkward scene where Al pops out of a body bag since he died on the scene. Well, makes for a good Halloween story. The one that got away. Ending 2 of 4. Yes, thank you for the tip. I understand. Well, we have another ending. We just have one more ending to get, at least. Okay, thank you guys. Can we... I guess this was made by 4 people, so it's not like it was long credits. But, again, I still have another ending to get to. The tips in this are kind of pushy. It's like, you come to something where you should crouch. It goes, tip, try crouching with C. This one was like, gee, how many people could you have saved if you actually confronted Hades instead of just running away? Oh, thanks. If I continue, does it start me over? Or does it start me from my last save? Let's find out. Nope, starts me from my last save. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I guess this is locked. So the play here is just to leave her for a bit. Okay. Go out through the lower cistern and take care of the rest of our business. Yeah, I need to get Galerius elected. What is, right, so I still need to talk to Ulpius. About Scintilla. Hey, friend, you're not up here. Why are you up here? So I have to get the data loop anyway, because I have to. Because I'm pretty sure Ulpius has killed himself already. But let's go have a look.
Isn't the Great Temple majestic?
Yes, I'll give you that. Very pretty. Yeah, I think Ulpius is already gone. Do I have to talk to her to know that she's Scintilla, though? Is that going to be an issue? I think that is, actually. I might be able to talk to Cynthia this time. I actually haven't talked to her about this. But I was gonna leap of faith myself, so.
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. Magistrate, yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. I'm delighted and
horrifying.
Deeply honored to be elected your magistrate. And now, I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. And now, I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. Under my leadership, you will finally enjoy the freedom you deserve.
I haven't gotten to look down here yet. Therefore, I will. This is a really nice villa. Okay, as long as he's still warming up on his speech, I'm just gonna nip out these doors over here. Yeah, I'll end today. Yeah.
Citizen?
Is there a good way to do that? Where's Cynthia? Isn't she normally? No, she must be like in a room or something. That's the kitchen. There she is. Steal some money? Okay, yeah.
Ugh, I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here. What do you want? I'm Cynthia, eldest daughter. What? Really? Now, remind. Ugh, what is it with you people? You heard the rumor that, well, I don't know. Can you tell? It was 3 weeks ago.
She was happy and in love.
So you'll help me find her?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. You should probably take a look through her room. It's the one just by the front door.
Yep.
Maybe you'll find something the rest of us missed.
I found this pendant in the cistern.
Oh no, that's Scintilla's. The question is, what was it doing in the cistern?
It's not a skeleton, but it's too dead.
A skeleton? Oh gods. You mean she's...
No.
What do you mean?
I'm just not sure how she could have been reduced to a skeleton after only 3 weeks.
But didn't Domitius say there's some kind of creature down there that killed and ate Hannibal? Could it not have attacked her too?
I didn't see a creature. He did, which makes me wonder, what if that skeleton was Hannibal's?
What are you saying? That somebody crept down there and put Scintilla's amulet on another body to make us think she was dead? Why would anyone do such a thing?
Perhaps they abducted her and want us to stop looking for her.
Who? Who could have a reason to do that?
Scintius, perhaps he found out she had a secret lover.
That is an extremely serious accusation. I take it you have something to back it up.
I'm still investigating.
So this is just baseless speculation.
No, I
then?
literally talked
I've
to her.
heard enough. I won't have you peddle it kindly.
All right, fine. Want to be that way.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Where's the exit? There's the exit. Oh, this is bad. Don't mind me. Bob and weave, bob and weave. We'll be fine. Yeah, so we'll talk to Malleolus. Yes. Also, I probably should have talked to Scintilla before I tried to talk to Cynthia. That's okay. Alright, dude. I have a list of tasks for you. Let's get them knocked out.
Salve, friend. Mind telling...
I need you to take care of some things urgently. Yulia is dying, but Lucretia can't help her without Sylphium. Take some of it and go quickly.
Yulia? Oh no. Alright, I can do that.
Rufius has been threatening Virgil, but if you give him some of this willow bark, it will treat his rheumatism and he'll settle down.
Poor Virgil. Poor Rufius too, I guess. Alright, got it.
And stop Fabia from entering the empty shrine and tell the new arrival he'll find what he's looking for in there.
Alright, let me see. Stop Fabia going in, but send the new arrival to the empty shrine. Understood.
Would you like me to write it down for you? But go.
I'll go, but once I'm done, I'll need you to tell me how you know all of this.
Sure. Alright, let's go chat to Malleolus now.
You, Tantalus, cannot catch the drops of water.
On your best behavior, I trust?
Definitely.
How come you're allowed a weapon and I'm not?
I'm special. I go back in time. Also, I haven't really used it on a person yet.
Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. Yes, yes. Thank you. I'm delighted. And deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. And now...
Hello.
And now, I make this solemn promise to
Oh,
you,
God
good
damn it.
citizens. And now, I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. Under my leadership, you will finally enjoy the freedom you deserve. And, yes, no
I got here too fast. Huh.
Eggshells, yes. No more should you walk on eggshells. Very simply, the living breeze.
Hurry up, Galerius. I need you to go faster.
I just told you it was forbidden. Yes, from my first act.
That, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. He is one of the Aarons, eventually.
A day of
I just wish they hadn't locked it out until he's become one. Oh boy. Just,
thank you.
Borrow that.
Delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. Yes, thank you.
While I'm waiting, should I go talk to Scintilla?
Hey, you're not thinking about going
And just tell her I'm gonna leave her? Hey, thanks for the raid, Minx. I know about the creature, we're fine.
It's your funeral.
Hey, Feraldo, how's it going? Hey, Darko.
You deserve. And yes, no more shall you walk on.
Right, I forgot. Got the stairs.
The living breeze because the tyrant Sintius told you it was forbidden.
I broke it. Still thinks he's rehearsing for his speech. Good. Ah, it's going real good. A little tired, but I'm ready for Halloween. It's gonna be awesome. We got one ending to this game, so we're working on getting the rest of them. Indiana Jonesing my way through this. Okay, so it's saved here. Just, I hope that it doesn't trigger me into the ending again, but...
You? Who are you? Did he send you?
Nobody sent me.
You're here. You have to help me escape before that monster comes back. I'm Scintilla.
No, we're not going to, because...
I found a way out through the Gate of Horn, but it's locked. So I told him about it, and instead of helping me escape, he locked me up. He wants to keep us all here forever, or until we're turned to gold. He's a monster. You have to let me go so we can kill him and take
Oh, that's
his
right. The
key.
locked room in Malleolus's villa is his wife. He locked his wife in there.
Sentius, my adoptive father.
Oh, good. Just in time
Yuri's
to
helped me.
find out that her dad, magistrate of the town, is
him.
human garbage. What will you do if I release
I'm
you?
going to take that key from around his neck, even if it means cutting his throat to get it. I'm done caring about the golden rule. I just want out. Help me.
Can't help you
so
out
we
of
can
this.
escape together.
What about the
There
others?
won't be enough time. Just you and me. What do you say?
I'm sorry, but if I let you go, everyone else is going to
What?
die.
No. You can't just leave me here. How can you be so heartless?
I'm not.
I hate you.
Yeah, that's
spit
fine. You
on
can hate me.
I hope Dis drags you to Tartarus.
I don't really want to confront this dude because he remembers everything. So I kind of want to play ignorant for as long as possible. That did not work last time. Last time I fell all the way down. This time, I'm magically walking down these things backwards. let me out of here. Maybe he'll be done doing errands, and I can go talk to this dude again. That would be great. Also, guard of the year. 10 out of 10. I'm just gonna walk right in this door. Galerius! Are you available now? Or not Galerius?
Did you just scale the wall to my villa somehow? I must remember to have words with that buffoon Domitius.
I mean, I literally walked in the front door.
Why have
that's
you
fine.
risked life and limb to see me?
Want you to withdraw from the election.
Are you insane? You barge into my villa uninvited and then make outrageous demands? Why would I withdraw from an election I'm bound to win?
Because I know you're Quinctus. Your wife gave me your love letter, and Nero wants you dead.
So.
Also, I don't like the way you treat your bond servants.
I suppose that makes you, what? One of Nero's assassins?
No, I'm not. Fortunately for you.
So, you're not going to kill me?
Not if you withdraw from the election immediately and release everyone in debt bondage to you. Because I'm well aware of that trap that you set for them.
Oh, so much work and money. Oh, well, if I do it, you'd let me live?
I will.
Fine. Ruling this cesspit of a city would have been beneath me anyway. I'll have Domitius notify the priestess of my withdrawal and release those two from debt bondage. There. You got what you wanted. Now, please, leave my villa and never speak to me again.
Of course. I have to go stop a man from jumping to his death into your villa and wrecking your very nice pool. Excuse me. Best guard. Definitely best guard. Sir, are you under duress, sir? Yes. Just not the duress you think. All that work, all that money, wasted. Don't worry, we'll all be better off. I promise we'll all be much better off. This game has graphic optimization problems sometimes, I think. And I think that's what's making the frames drop, because I don't have any other games that do this.
Salve, friend. Salve, friend. I'm Octavia. Welcome to life under the Golden Rule. It's a ghastly thing, is it not? How are you faring so far?
Actually, I really need to talk to Ulpius.
All right, well, it was lovely to meet you. I look forward to getting to know you better over the coming months. And if you ever...
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh no.
Ulpius,
no.
stop.
No.
Stop.
Ulpius, what are you doing? Get back from there. If you lose your balance, you'll fall.
That's the idea.
What? Why? Why would you want that?
Why do you think I'm stuck for the rest of my
But you're
life
not.
working
Fix
for a
that.
man who treats me like an animal?
I know things are hard for you right now. They're hard for all of us. We're all in this together, Ulpius. Please just think this through. If you do this, it could be the sin that seals all of our fates. Is that what you want?
I'm sorry, but I just don't care anymore.
Octavia,
Please,
can I
Ulpius.
talk to him?
Help him. If he goes through with it, it could be the end for us all. I don't know what to do. I've never had to deal with this sort of thing. Please, you need to talk to him.
I mean, I was planning to do that. Oh, right. And this... For whatever reason, this scene, like,
And
breaks my
please,
mouse.
Choose your words
in the game.
carefully.
Ulpius, Malleolus has agreed to release you and Yulia from your debts.
It's too late for that. Yulia and I made a pact, and she's already swallowed hemlock this morning. If I backed out now, I'd be betraying her. I can't do that.
Lucretia was able to get some Silphium in time to save her life. She's going to be fine.
What? Are you messing with me?
I wouldn't do that. You're both free.
We're free. We're free.
Also, your girlfriend is still alive.
It seems fortune smiles on us after all. I'd better go and pay a visit to Yulia immediately. I just wish there was some way I could repay you. But I have nothing but the tunic on my back.
Don't worry about it.
I'll go and take care of things with Malleolus and tell Yulia the good news. Thanks again, friend. I'll never forget what you did for us.
Sure. Wait. God damn it. If I leap of faith now, am I gonna die? I'm totally gonna die. I've already got... We just need to get our last piece. Hey. What's left? So I think I have to end the day in order to get Galerius elected. And we know where the Greek plaque is. Can I tell Sentius that I suspect he is the one that's gonna break the rule? I mean, that's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. And then a time paradox. Okay. Ending the day, we'll... Good, okay.
Salve, friend.
Oh, this is the upper cistern, I think. Okay. Let's end the day then, as soon as I can find some gold to steal. Because I think there's really nothing else I can do unless he is elected, right? Well, that's free money. That doesn't help me. Also free money.
Isn't the great temple majestic?
Verily.
Fear is proof of a degenerate mind.
Change mind me.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Would be a thing to dread if it could remain with you.
Sorry, guys.
Everybody run!
Oh, hey, Galerius. Oh, boy. No straight lines. I'm pretty sure that arrow went straight through me. Sentius, get your ass over here. I need you to open the portal. Let's watch this shit happen. Alright, now let's resolve this the proper way. Hilarious.
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who you... Oh.
I've got things for you. Yulia's
Yulia?
dying.
Oh.
Rufius.
Oh, Virgil. poor Rufius too, I guess. Alright, got it. Alright, let me see.
Fabia. Tell Malleolus his real name is Quinctus, thanks to Claudia, and that Nero sends his regards. Then tell him to withdraw from the election and release his dead bondsman.
What? Are you... You're serious, aren't you? I doubt Domitius will let me talk to him, but I'll make sure he passes on the
I've
message.
got a key, if you want the key. But go.
I'll go, but once I'm done, I'll need you to tell me how you know all of this.
Alright. So now what do I do while I wait for all this to happen? Leisure store. Okay, so we've got, yeah, we just need the last one. But I'll have to talk to Galerius about it. I haven't talked to him yet. Okay, I think I still have to tell Galerius though to run because he hasn't
Tantalus,
done
cannot
that yet.
catch the drops of water, and the tree you grasp.
Okay, he'll just do it automatically. Okay, do I need to talk to Dooley or anybody? I can't actually remember where Dooley is. Oh, there's Galerius. Good man. Run, run. Ooh. Let's, take a minute and watch the,
Hey, Virgil, how much would you want to make me a bow?
For the last time, Dacius, I'm not making you a bow.
But why?
You know why.
But how am I going to defend myself against someone else with a weapon?
There are no other weapons in the city. We all went along with the magistrate.
Satisfying. Okay. Right, he saved Yulia's life. So I think you're done, right?
Salve, Rufius. I hear your rheumatism has you so riled up you've been harassing Virgil.
What? My condition is nobody's business.
Not the way I would
mine.
have introduced that.
There's no need for that. I just wanted to give you this willow bark to help you treat it.
A treatment? Really? Thank God. Finally, some relief after all this time. Thank you, Galerius. You're a good man. And I'll be sure to leave Virgil alone. I know I haven't been at my best lately.
Appreciate that. Now, I've got to run.
Okay, where to now? Where are you going? Malleolus? Malleolus. Excellent. Priestess! Where you at?
Who's it from? The Emperor. He knows Malleolus's real name is Quinctius, thanks to Claudia, and demands he withdraw from the election and release Ulpius and Iulia immediately.
Are you out of your mind, farm boy? What? You're not going to listen to this dolt, are you?
Galerius, all right, I'll withdraw, and Ulpius and Julia are free. I trust our business is concluded.
Yes, that ought to do it. I guess I'll go and tell Ulpius the good news then.
Yes, you do that. indeed. That is a very accurate piece of graffiti. Yes, Whispers, you've been fairly helpful. But I need him to hurry up and talk to Ulpius so I can start this damn election. Where is Equitia? She's normally up here. Where is she hanging out? Goose eggs, eh? I picked up regular goose eggs, and I have now picked up golden goose eggs. For reasons. Guess I shouldn't go beyond the fences. That's a great way to get myself stuck and killed. I should go to the marketplace. Okay. Oh, that's right. She has a villa. How goes? He looks busy. Okay, here we go. He's gonna inform Equitia.
Sir? Are you under arrest, sir? All that work, all that money, wasted. Those are my orders. Carry them out.
Danger, do not
As
enter the
you wish,
cistern.
sir.
See Domitius for details. Yes. Glad to see you're still alive. Cool, cool.
Priestess, Malleolus has decided to withdraw from the election.
Oh, well, that's surprising. But thank you for telling me. I'll let everyone know.
Alright, here we go. Let's get ready for the show.
Citizens, I have an announcement. Malleolus has withdrawn his candidacy from today's election. Unless any new challengers are nominated by nightfall,
Got this, buddy.
Sentius will be
Go.
re-elected
I'm just gonna lurk behind the wall.
by default.
Go.
Actually, I'd like to nominate myself, if that's all right.
Of course, Galerius. That's your right. Citizens, the election will proceed.
Pretty sure nobody in that marketplace heard a word of that.
Salve again, friend. I went and did as you asked, and it worked. How is it possible that you've just arrived here and you already know everyone and exactly what's about to happen to them?
Them reliving the same day over and over again.
You're toying with me, right? Wait, you're not kidding, are you? That's the only way you could have known. You're a bit like... Oh, what was his name? Sisyphus. Yeah, that's the one. Old King Sisyphus.
How so?
Sisyphus was a Greek king a long time ago.
Do this again.
For daring to think he could outsmart the gods, he was given a terrible punishment. He was forced to push
I
a
found
great
him. He's
boulder
up by the temple.
to the top of a hill. Only, just as it reached the top, it would roll all the way back down to the bottom.
Apparently I
forcing
found
him
all
to
of
start
them,
over
but
and over
I can only remember where
over
3
again for
of
all
the 4
eternity.
people are.
Just like you. Actually, now that I think about it, there are a bunch of old stories about the gods punishing people by making them do the same futile task over and over. Tantalus was made to grasp at fruit on a tree he could never quite reach. The Bellides had to keep fetching
I don't
water
remember
in a
Ixion
sieve.
is.
Oh, and Ixion was strapped to a wheel
Oh
going
no, we found
round
him,
and
right?
round
He was
forever. But on the
up
bright
in the
side, at least you're not stuck in the underworld like they all
that
were.
upper area. Strapped to the wheel. Yep. Yeah. Go on.
Anyway, I don't know which god you managed to upset to get yourself into this position, friend, but you seem all right to me. So,
Well,
I'll
no
tell you
gods
what.
yet.
I'll
I'm
keep
about to go
doing
piss one off,
whatever I
though.
can to help you. And you just focus on finding a way to break the cycle you're in. Oh, and I'm in the running for magistrate. Feeling kind of nervous, but I'm hoping it'll all be worth it when I order Dooley's release. I just hope I'll have the votes I need.
I have a feeling you'll do great.
Oh, that's kind of you to say. Now, I'm going to keep your secret. Although, it's not as if I'll remember this next time we talk anyway, right?
No, you're not the man creating the
and
portals.
if our conversations ever start to annoy you, just tell me you're busy. I know when I'm not wanted. May fortune smile on you, friend.
Best of luck. Priestess. Election. Now. Start it. Go.
A new face. Ave, and may Vesta watch over you. I'm Equitia. To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit?
Can I ask you some questions about escaping the underworld? I haven't asked this yet, so...
I beg your pardon?
Livio was right, we're in the underworld.
Oh my. That is quite a lot to take in. You'll have to give me a moment. Let's see. If that is indeed the case, we don't have much to go on. Hercules.
Alright, yeah, we've gone through all these.
Sisyphus and finally, so it seems you
So we
have
went through
two
the secret
options.
gate.
To
So the
confront
last
the god of the underworld
two
head on, or find a way
endings
to
must have to do
escape
with
the
listening
help of
to
Proserpina.
the whispers.
May fortune.
Okay, but like election, please.
Ave again. It must be completed by dusk. It'll be between Sentius, the incumbent. Why do you ask?
Can we start it now, please?
As I said, I'm planning to hold it before dusk. But I suppose I could hold it
Don't
sooner.
believe a
if
word
there's
they
a good
tell you.
reason.
Who? Who just walked by and whispered to me? I did not see who you were. Holding it early may prevent conflict between the voters.
Yes. I have overheard some rather unpleasant arguments. The last thing we need here is additional conflict. Very well. I'll get things started right away.
Citizens, it is time.
You
Let us
Ulpius?
meet to
Must be
elect
Ulpius
our
that whispered to me.
magistrate.
Time to go to the theater.
Where do they? I've never seen where they actually hold the election. I literally thought everyone went down to a park somewhere. But it's in the forum up here, right? Yeah. Never been here for a single election. Don't be like me. Go vote. Definitely go vote. A stone grate with holes in it. Perhaps there's another layer of the city under the forum. There is, in fact. There's a lot of layers of the city. I'm not allowed to vote. Y'all better hurry your butts up. Come on, Sentius. Walk faster, scum of the earth. I need you to fail in your election. As you continue to be the human garbage that has imprisoned his own daughter. Alright. I'm totally allowed to be here.
Citizens,
Totally allowed to
We have
vote.
a quorate body of voters gathered
I'm
here
not.
to elect the city's
I'm playing a woman.
magistrate.
I'm definitely not allowed to vote.
The candidates are Sextus Sentius Imperiosus and late nominee
What a pretentious
Gallus
name. Oh my
Galerius
god.
Pelva. Marcus Malleolus Gurges withdrew his candidacy earlier today. As agreed, we shall dispense with ballots and candidates will abstain from voting. Let's make this quick. As I say your name, call your vote. I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
George.
Kind of hard to not vote for your employer.
Galerius. He saved the life of my dear friend Fabia.
Dacius.
Sentius.
Virgil.
The man who put a stop to the threats I've been receiving. Galerius.
Ulpius.
Galerius, the man who saved my life.
Rufius.
The man who treated my rheumatism.
Galerius.
Citizens, you have made your decision. Your new magistrate is Gallus Galerius Helver.
What?
It has been decided. Magistrate Galerius.
Don't cry,
would you like
Cynthius.
to make a brief address?
I just want to say, this isn't something I ever wanted. Now that you put your trust in
Where is Dooley? Like, I honestly can't remember where they keep him. Oh, right here. Duh. Never mind.
Hello? Hello? Have we met before?
About that Greek plaque in your cell.
Do you like it? It's shiny, innit? It makes me happy just looking at it.
That's nice. Can I please have it?
If I gave it to you, then I wouldn't have it anymore, and I'd be sad.
Galerius, finish your speechifying and come save your friend.
It gladdens my heart that Galerius...
Oh dear God.
Galerius won. He deserved it.
Okay, that was like 8 people talking to me at once. Let's not do that.
Fortune smiles on you today, Julius. Magistrate Galerius here has ordered your release.
You're going to let me out of here?
I'm sorry it took so long, my friend. And it wouldn't have happened at all if it wasn't for a newcomer. So be sure to offer your thanks when you can.
I will. I will. Thank you, Galerius.
Okay, can we
So happy.
open the door
I'd
now?
love to stay and chat, but I've got a lot of work ahead of me. Why don't you go to the baths? Then tell Georges I said
What
you
is
could have some new clothes.
Cynthius's job going to be
I
now?
want you to go home and rest. I'll speak with you soon, Dooley.
Hello? I'm Dooley. Magistrate Galerius said I should thank the newcomer. Are you the newcomer?
Indeed.
Oh, it is you. Then, thank you. You're a big helper. I was locked up.
Does that
but
make
they let me
Cynthius
out
the new
again.
farmer?
I'm so happy.
It'd be hilarious. I mean, he's obviously going to try and break the golden rule now because he knows what's going on, and he's doing this so he can
You
live
can have
eternally.
my shiny plaque
I don't
if
think
you
he
want,
would be
and
happy
maybe you
not
can
being
help me
magistrate.
find my treasure. My friend Hannibal used to look after me, and he said he always would. But then he died. But before that, he told me if anything ever happened to him, I had to find something very precious.
So we didn't find anything on the body, but I did.
What was in there? Was it gold and pearls and shiny things? Do you think you could share some with me?
No, but I learned some very important things in there, and I think they might help us even more.
I'm confused. Hannibal said it was a precious secret.
It's an exit.
It's not a treasure.
It is precious, just not in the way we thought.
Oh. Alright. I trust you.
I feel like.
Oh, look over there. Something shiny. Is it treasure? Maybe it is treasure.
It's like a magpie.
I can see it for myself. So pretty. And it's just lying out here in the open.
Just gonna borrow this. Hades, Lord of Many.
Maybe no one will mind if I...
Okay. Let's go talk to a god.
Take it. Don't you dare.
What?
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Oh, I swear to God. Cynthius, this is your own goddamn fault. I think I just have to run to the portal, right? I don't want to use the portal. God damn it, Cynthius. This is all your fucking fault. Ah. Mr. I want to live forever. Well, I don't. I don't want to relive the same day over and over and over again in all eternity. My only consolation is that you die every day, dude. Did that happen because I picked up the 4th plaque? That was way too, like, close.
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who you are and...
Take care of some things.
Yulia.
Yulia's dying. Rufius.
All right.
Fabia. Malleolus.
I'll go. But once I'm done, I'll need you to tell me how you know all of
Oh,
this.
Dooley picked up something from Decius' stall. Oh, that's what was going on. I couldn't tell because it... I don't know. It spun my camera weird. That was not me moving the camera. It just sort of whipped
You,
itself around.
Sisyphus, attack or pursue the stone.
Best way to the temple. If only there was a zip line that got me up. Oh, that's where you hang out beforehand, Ulpius. Alright. Pluto, coming for you. Hades, Osiris. Don't remember the Sumerian name. Alright. Oh god, though. The Greek and the Roman ones, I have a hard time telling apart. This is Roman, because it's got... Or no. Oh, it automatically puts it in for me. Oh, thank god. No, this is Roman. That had a Greek symbol on it. I think it had a theta. Alright. Just save before I talk to the god of the underworld. So theft is a sin, apparently. But kidnapping your daughter and chaining her up and leaving people to starve to death? Some of these things that are being done are not actually crimes, but stealing is. Oh, it was Nergal, the fierce one. Let's call the oldest one first. Alright. Next. Hades, Lord of Many. Father of Riches. Grant me an audience. I assume I had to say all 4. If I hadn't, if I said Pluto, it wasn't just gonna let me in, right? You'll not mind if I don't walk through the middle of your hall of agony here. It's a little creepy. Oh, is it? Hold on. You had to start with the newest one because each level... I get it. You look at the people tell you what... Or you're going one time frame to the next. So that was Greek. It was Roman, Greek, now Egyptian. So we do have to call them all 4 names, but at each particular gate. I get it. I got it. This way? Is there a second way? Alright, Nergal. Talk to me. The hell spaceship did I walk into? I was joking about Assassin's Creed, but that's what this looks like. boy. Oh boy. It's gorgeous. Give it that. Fantastic view. I'd be the weird person that just skips talking to the weirdos over here, and I would just climb the walls.
Allow me to introduce myself. As you have already gathered, I've been known by many names. Nergal to the Sumerians, Osiris to the Egyptians, Hades to the Greeks, and Pluto to the Romans. But the one constant through it all has been my title, God of the Underworld. And I've been watching you with curiosity, mortal.
Let's get boring sitting on that throne all day.
You're unlike the others, aren't you? And what is more, you carry a weapon that was never intended for mortals to wield, and you do it so brazenly. But there will be time for your reckoning later. First, as a reward for undoing the desecration of my obelisk, I will allow you to satisfy your curiosity. Ask what you will.
I mean, seriously, can you teach me how to do that with my eyeballs? That looks awesome. So, tell me about your story. How'd you get here in your giant space pyramid? Why have you been collecting humans for roughly 5,000 years?
My story is many thousands of years long. You will need to be more specific. What do you wish to know?
So, you're a god.
It is a matter of perspective. God is a label I was given by you mortals, not one I gave myself. Your ancestors revered me because to them, my knowledge and technology made me incomprehensibly powerful, just as you might seem so to an insect. But despite all that, there are rules even I must obey.
Well, you broke the Prime Directive there, buddy. So, why do you look and sound like a man? Is it just for my own comfort? Are you like a many-tentacled being of the Outworld? Like, you know, are you like Cthulhu-y on the inside? Elder God? My brain would explode if I wasn't looking at you like a human.
I all adopted this form long ago, so that we might better understand and communicate with your kind. In time, we grew fond of the sensory delights it affords. Desire, joy, ecstasy, even rage and sorrow, while an acquired taste can be addictive.
Can I see your true form?
No. Long ago, I swore to Persephone that I would remain in this form for as long as we remained among your kind. I must honor that.
Okay. So I assume that the woman on your left is Proserpina.
This is my beloved. Like me, she has been known by many names. Ereshkigal to the Sumerians, Isis to the Egyptians, Persephone to the Greeks, and Proserpina to the Romans. Or perhaps you might know her as the goddess of springtime, the cycle of life and renewal. Your gaze lingers too long.
Okay, calm down. I was just trying to see if she was alive because she wasn't blinking. So who's on the who's on the right?
That is my servant. You would have met by the river, though she wears many faces and goes by many names. Kumutubal to the Sumerians, Kirti to the Egyptians, Charon to the Greeks, and Charon to the Romans. Her role is to ferry souls between the mortal world and this one, and to make their transition as seamless as possible. For that, she earned herself the infamous, if erroneous, moniker, the Ferryman. You will talk more later. For now, ask your questions.
Okay. Can you not be pushy?
As you wish.
So. I'm on a spaceship, right?
It has come to be known simply the underworld, and it exists because of a wager I made long ago.
What wager?
That is a long story. One that began over 3,000 years ago and continues to this day. You see, long ago my kin and I set out from our home on Elysium to search for other forms of life among the stars. We discovered your planet and witnessed your kind evolving from primates into something lawless and barbaric. You all but destroyed yourselves, your 2 short lives being extinguished by violence and ignorance and disease.
Well,
Yet
we can't all be
Persephone
space
saw
god
raw
aliens.
potential in you, and persuaded the rest of us it would be squandered without our intervention and stewardship. So we revealed ourselves to your people in a place called Sumer. We offered guidance in agriculture, toolcraft, and law, and you called us gods. For a time you flourished, but soon you were too many for us to oversee. And as you spread from that cradle of civilization, we saw something disturbing. We had sown the seeds of dependency and confusion, and soon you returned to your old ways of violence and ignorance, this time in our name. My kin had seen enough.
Unsurprising.
And gave up on your kind, condemning you as barbaric and chaotic, scarcely more than animals. We began preparations to return to Elysium, our home world, a utopia unspoilt by conflict and unimaginable in its beauty. But my Proserpina
Without
could not bear
conflict,
to
huh?
abandon your
That
kind without
actually sounds boring.
guidance. And
Means you
knowing
can't
it
have
would
a
force
debate
the
with
rest of us to leave her
Everyone
behind,
thinks exactly the same.
she made an extraordinary sacrifice. She gave up her immortality to descend permanently to the ranks of humankind. And so she began her inescapable trajectory toward death. Horrified, I acted swiftly. I placed her in suspended animation in a deep frozen sleep to prevent age and sickness from claiming her. And then I pleaded with Proserpina's father, who the Romans called Jupiter, to bring her with us to Elysium. It was and is my hope that once there, we might one day learn to undo what she has done to herself. But he refused. I did everything I could to persuade him.
Yeah, but what
he
happened
would not.
originally that made Hades god of the
He would
underworld?
rigidly uphold his final pronouncement.
Zeus was like, I'm god of the
Humans
sky,
were
and Poseidon was like, I'm
unworthy
god
of
of the sea.
ascension to
And they're like,
Elysium.
cool, Hades,
No
there's nothing left, you get to
exceptions
be the
would be
underworld.
But
Congratulations.
seeing that I was aggrieved, he proposed a wager, the terms of which were as follows. If even one human city could prove itself capable of living without sin for a single year, then Proserpina and all of humanity would be permitted to join us in Elysium. My part would be to remain behind, the last of my kind, to watch over you without interfering, and to sit in silent judgment. And so my reward has been to languish here, enduring a 3,000-year winter, waiting for the day your kind proves itself worthy of her faith in you, so that I might take her with me to Elysium and unthaw my goddess of springtime.
You asked her if
And
that's
here
what
I
she
am,
wants.
after all this time, still waiting.
Okay. List me off your kin, please. I'm sure I know all their names, but
There were also gods who, like me, have been known by many names, but perhaps you knew them by their Roman names. Our leader, Jupiter, as well as Neptune, Saturn, Juno, Minerva, Mars, Venus, Apollo, Diana, Vulcan, Vesta, Ceres, and of course, my beloved Proserpina.
okay. Who built the city?
As the first wave of your kind arrived from Sumer, I had them build a city in their own fashion, so that they might be comfortable and recreate their lives here. I had them build the entrance as a vertical shaft leading to baths, to cleanse them of the sins of their former lives, and to prevent escape. I watched wave after wave of Sumerians arrive, and as their civilization declined over the centuries, they were replaced by Egyptians. Of course, believing themselves to be the superior civilization, The Egyptians promptly
It is
built
odd
over
to hear
what had
Saturn
been
in
built
there,
before,
yeah.
and made all the same mistakes.
Considering
After another
he's the
1,000
god of
years, the
war,
Greeks
and they were
began
like,
to
we're
arrive,
not.
And then the Romans.
Oh no, Mars is the god of
and
war.
they all did the same.
Saturn, isn't Saturn
They
Jupiter's
built upon
father?
the underworlds of their predecessors, renamed their gods, and ensured their foundations were forgotten.
Curious though, who's your Ares and your Mars, guys? For, you know, it's definitely there. And, y'all claim to live without conflict, so it's a little bit weird. Okay. Tell me about the coins.
To ensure the wager was fair, it was important that my subjects were chosen
Yeah,
at
Saturn
random.
is Kronos.
To this end, I had my servant
And was locked
distribute
away
1,000
with the rest of his
tokens fashioned from silver,
kin.
a rare element
Or
at
did
the
Zeus
time
kill Saturn?
across all of Sumer.
I thought Zeus killed
Whoever
his father,
died
but he
while
might
in
have just been
possession
locked away
of
with
one
the
of
rest of
them
the
would be
Titans.
located by my servant and ferried to this place, with no memory of how they arrived. As the tokens were discovered, they were traded, smelted, and fashioned into trinkets, and eventually coins, spreading to Egypt like seeds on the wind. Later, when they spread to Greece, they would come to be known as Charon's Obol, or as coins for the ferrymen. Some placed coins in the mouths of their dead, hoping they would awaken here, though they had no way of knowing which coins were fashioned from the original tokens. In fact, almost all of the tokens are accounted for, only 2 remain. And so after this wave destroys itself, as it is destined to do, your kind will have squandered the last of its potential to ascend beyond this rock.
So
And
how exactly does the
Persephone is
death
along
thing
with
work?
it.
If I die, how exactly did you bring me here if I'm dead? Okay. So how did humans learn that this was a thing?
It is a regrettable story. One
Oh,
of the first
Gilgamesh.
men who came to
Oh,
this place was
good-
a king
good
of
buddy.
Sumer and a troublemaker. To be rid of him, I returned him to his people, on the condition that my servant erased his memories of this place. But the erasure did not take completely, and he told stories of this place as if describing memories of a dream. His tales were committed to writing, which came to be known as the Epic of Gilgamesh, and his words were twisted and distorted over generations. Later, the Egyptians would adapt Sumer's stories of the underworld, making them wildly intricate and labyrinthine. Their Book of the Dead and Book of Gates bore less and less resemblance to this place, in their priests' pursuit of profit.
Fair enough.
Then, when the
Priests,
Greeks
yeah.
began to arrive, they proved far more cunning. And in a series of incidents that will not be repeated, 5 of them escaped. A warrior named Heracles, 2 kings named Sisyphus and Theseus, a poet named Orpheus, and a Trojan named Aeneas. They each told embellished tales of this place, how to get here, and how to escape. And so from Sumer to Egypt, Greece to Rome, your kind has always told each other stories about this place, though each story contained only a seed of truth.
Okay. Changing the
Of
subject.
course.
You're responsible for the Golden Rule, right?
That is merely the name your people have given to it, but yes, it is my doing.
So, random question. Where did the golden bows come from?
When my kin departed, they left behind many relics which I inherited. A consolation prize of sorts. The golden bow originally belonged to one of my kin, who the Romans called Diana. As my collection of golden statues grew, I chose the most ferocious among them, and equipped them each with a duplicate of her bow, and tasked them with hunting down the Forsaken at my
That's why there's so many. There's a few
They
that
became
look.
known simply as Furies.
There's a few that have a bunch of duplicates of them. So, why turn people into gold?
That is a story dating back to the very first wave.
Oh, are we
After
talking
the
about Midas
Sumerians
here?
finished building their city, the self-declared ruler threw a banquet to celebrate. Now this man was unmarried, and many women were vying to become his wife, a prestigious position of power and influence in a new world. Of all the women, 2 were particularly ambitious. Both were beautiful, and both arrived at the banquet wearing eye-catching dresses and painted faces, their hair woven in elaborate fashion. The first woman, recognizing that she would require an advantage to win the ruler's affection, draped herself in jewelry, ornate necklaces, bracelets, and rings fashioned from gold. Seeing this ostentatious display, the second woman grew envious, for she had no such jewelry at her disposal. She prayed aloud to any gods that would listen to cover her in gold. And when her prayer went unanswered, she took matters into her own.
You make wishes, you gotta be specific.
While the others indulged at the banquet, the second woman summoned the first for a discussion in a quiet place. She checked that nobody was watching, and pushed her rival from the top of the ziggurat, where she broke her neck on the rocks below. But I was watching, and I decided to answer her prayer. I took the golden bow left behind by
Specificity
Diana.
when dealing
I
with
shot that woman
gods
in the heart,
and wishes.
covering her from head to toe in a layer of molten gold. And I left her to stand there, that she might serve as a grim reminder of what befalls those who sin in my domain. But that was not enough, for the entire city was tainted by her sin, and the wager could no longer be won. So I had no choice but to wipe the slate clean. I gilded them all, to make way for a new wave, and began the wager again. And to this day, each of them, and all who came after,
Yeah,
line
apparently,
the
like,
halls of
steal
this city,
something,
inanimate
kill somebody.
but conscious.
I mean, kill somebody, I
Suspended
get.
in time with only their sight and hearing preserved, so they may bear witness to and lament the folly of your kind for eternity, as silent golden sentinels.
God, that would suck for the Sumerians who are just buried so deep they never see anything. Just stuck looking at the same thing endlessly. So before I say that and piss you off, what exactly do you consider a sin? I've been wanting to know this, because,
I've always considered that the cornerstone of morality is the ability to determine right from wrong on one's own. No attempt to lay out rules like your Code of Hammurabi or your 12 Tables of the Roman Republic can ever cover all possible scenarios.
No,
This should come as no surprise to you, since the core principle has been expressed in many forms by many of your civilizations. The Egyptians made a rudimentary attempt with do to the doer to make him do. The Greeks refined it with
like
avoid doing what you would blame
music.
others for doing. The Roman Stoics added, treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Even the so-called cultists hiding among you often say, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It is the simplest of concepts, and each one of you is born with the faculties required to apply it to any situation. Yet none of the peoples who expressed this rule were able to uphold it. Curious, is it not?
no. But also, it doesn't seem like you've been upholding it either.
Enough. You clearly know nothing.
I'm not Jon Snow. How do you know when people sin?
I'm able to commune with all of the statues.
So this is
in the
why he's getting
Their ears are my
away
ears,
with it,
and
because
their
there
eyes
were
are
no
my
statues up in the upper cistern for Hades to look through. Is Proserpina connected to the statues in the same way?
If she was still conscious, I suppose she could, but she's not. Why do you ask?
No reason. Ignore my guilty look to your wife.
Then what an odd question.
Well, I'm just trying to ascertain if all gods have that power. So you're responsible for destroying all these lives?
I give your kind a second chance at life, as well as ample warning about my law. And when
always
you
push their
disobey,
boundaries, dude.
and
You gotta tell 'em where those
always
lines are.
disobey, you force my hand, bringing terrible suffering upon yourselves. And so you ask if I'm the one destroying your lives. And I say, no,
Oh, well.
you destroy
Don't you just have a
yourselves.
peachy clear
I am
conscience,
merely
don't
the
you?
means by which you do it.
So I've seen some terrible things here that you didn't consider a sin. How do you let them happen?
Do you plan to speak in sweeping generalizations? Or are you going to give me an example?
Well, let's just go down the list.
I've seen no such thing, but in any case, taking one's own life is a self-directed act. It is not one that is done to others, however they may be affected by it.
Okay.
Therefore, it cannot be said that one who commits suicide has done anything unto others.
Seems like a extremely literal interpretation of the rule.
Applying this rule always requires us to interpret the meaning of the words. A literal interpretation helps to minimize the ambiguities of your primitive language.
Uh-huh. If our language is full of ambiguity, doesn't that make the rule inherently subjective and unreliable?
Supposing you're right, then my law has been broken, and I should turn you all to gold immediately. Is that what you want?
No. Let's not push that one.
Now tell me, what other sins do you believe I have overlooked? The tavern keeper, yes? How is that inconsistent with the rule?
She wouldn't want someone else to sell her hemlock if she thought she was buying a means of escape.
I disagree. Having watched that tavern keeper, that is precisely what she would expect from others. She would view it as a game, one she intends to win.
So you're expecting me to read her mind? You're just speculating.
Applying this rule always requires speculation to some degree.
So literal interpretation, it requires
us to ask
speculation.
what another person
So
would
what
want if
we're
they
trying to
found
get him
themselves
to
in another situation.
realize that, again, inherently subjective and unreliable.
Not if we're wise enough to know the mind of man.
Oh, you think it's that easy? And you think you know the minds of other people?
Supposing you're right, and my law has been broken, and I should turn you all to gold immediately. Is that what you want?
No.
Now tell me, what other sins do you believe I have
That's not a hill I'm gonna die on, but I'll die on another one. Debt bondage.
You speak of the moneylender. How is that inconsistent with
He
the
doesn't
rule?
treat them like human beings. He wouldn't want to be trapped in a 30-year labor contract because of a loan.
And he would never have signed a contract pledging his labor for 30 years. All he did was enforce the terms of a contract signed voluntarily by others.
We're gonna quibble on this, aren't we? But I'm gonna keep quibbling with you because I can and I will. It's illegal under international law where I'm from.
Ignoring your irritating sense of moral superiority. This is interesting. I'm curious, how do people escape poverty where you're from?
Take loans.
I see. And how long might it take such a person to repay their debt?
Sometimes their entire life.
I fail to see how your system of loans is significantly different to a debt bondsman.
I'm allowed to do what I
signing
want to
over
do.
his labor for 30
However,
years.
I wish to pay it off. You know, it's really not the same thing.
Supposing you're right.
Yeah.
Now tell me,
Experiments on the
the
golden
midwife
statues?
in the palace, yes. How is that inconsistent with the rule?
She wouldn't want to be experimented upon if she was gilded.
The rule is do unto others, meaning other people. Those statues are something else now. Bloodless shadows.
Yeah,
mere
but they
shapes of
feel
their former
pain,
selves.
dude.
They are forsaken. What happens to them is no concern of mine.
Well, aren't you just an asshole?
Applying this rule all... Now abduction. You mean the magistrate imprisoning his daughter in the cistern, I take it.
You
He
did
did
see
so
that.
because she sought to escape, a sin I take particularly
And
seriously.
why is that?
Better that he stops her from escaping, albeit brutishly, than I have to wipe out this entire city to punish her. Wouldn't you agree?
Escape should not be punishable.
Supposing you're right. Now tell me,
It's no wonder people say the gods are cruel. It just shows how unreliable and subjective your moral code is. You're no better at judging right from wrong than any human.
do you honestly think you could do better?
No, but that's my point. Nobody's grasp of right and wrong is so perfect they can be trusted with all this power. You've become a tyrant.
I should strike you down for that.
Tyrant! And if you did, you'd be proving my point. I could go all Kratos on everybody and shoot them with the golden bow all the time.
Now, did you have any other questions before your reckoning?
Let's see.
Very well.
Nope, no more questions.
Good. Then now it is
Other than,
time for
are you
your
actually
reckoning.
capable of dying?
Only, it seems, something is wrong. It has long been within my power to see into the hearts of mortals and weigh their deeds in life. But when I peer into you, I see only a blank slate, as if you did not exist until you appeared in this city. How is this possible?
Technically,
Charon, where did you find this
I
one?
don't exist yet.
I do not remember ferrying you. How did you come here?
I'm from the future.
If that is true, then I sense the intervention of someone powerful.
How did you come to be in this time, mortal? Who brought you here?
He cannot know. I was hoping you could tell me.
I do not know. My kin departed long ago, and Proserpina has slumbered for 3,000 years.
Shouldn't you know this as god of the underworld?
Tread lightly, mortal. Enough of this. It seems I will need to put your reckoning on hold for now. But answer this. Why have you come here? What is it you seek?
I'd like you to put an end to the golden rule.
Your hubris is amusing. So
Hope I
I'll
flexed
allow
my
you to
negotiator
make your
muscles
case.
With
But
that.
I warn you, if you
brute
anger
debater.
me or waste my time with lies or wrong-headed arguments, you face death here. So, tell
Define
me,
wrong-headed.
why should I put an end to the so-called Golden Rule?
The golden rule is corrupting this city and ensuring you'll never win them. Oh boy. He's not gonna ever admit that he's been sinning.
How so? And be specific. You have made a grave allegation.
Oh boy.
And I expect you to back it up.
Rufius has become so paranoid that he's jumping at shadows, like Virgil's sexuality.
He is a volatile and confused fellow, that one.
Aurelia's exploiting people's desperation to escape by selling them hemlock.
I admit, I have grown disturbed watching them.
And Malleolus has trapped people in debt bondage by convincing them that rebelling would break your law.
His cruelty does seem to grow greater by the day.
That's all the examples I can think
Pathetic. You will
Really?
need to do a lot better than that.
Well, fine. How can you expect us to live without sin if you can't do it yourself?
That is a very serious accusation, mortal. What sin have I committed? What evidence do you have to support it?
You've given terrible punishments to hundreds of people, some for minor sins, and some who committed no sins at all.
Every one of those people was guilty of failing to ensure their peers lived virtuously. They failed collectively, and so they were punished collectively. The Romans understood.
Yeah, can I just like
this,
push
as
him,
did the
push his
Greeks
chair
before them.
back and like push him out into space? If our positions were reversed, you wouldn't want me to punish you for the sins of other people.
Ah, but I am a god, and you are a mortal.
Oh, there's a distinction.
Why would you expect me to treat you as I treat my own kind? You are not a peer. You are not a respected.
You conveniently
Let me
bend the
ask you
rule whenever you
this.
wanted to.
Do you treat insects as you wish to be treated? Do you care for their well-being as you would your fellow man? Do you ensure they have food and shelter and protection from predators?
Some of them.
Do you give them rights?
No.
Of course not. Because that would be absurd.
Yeah, but insects
just
don't talk
as it
to
would
me.
be absurd for me to treat your kind as equals.
Your kind and mine can't be so different. What makes your kind superior to mine? Is it just all your technology and fancy biz? Jordan, love. Well, I'll play the love card.
My love for her does not mean I am not superior, now that she is mortal.
That sounds arrogant. Perhaps you're not as different from humans as you think.
Bah! For a moment, I thought you might have been building to a point.
Oh, I'm the hubristic little
But
creature.
I see now you are just a hubristic little creature.
I don't think this is true, but say it anyway.
Huh. I see what you are doing. You are trying to undermine the one thing keeping me anchored here. You are playing a dangerous game.
I misspoke.
You have no idea how close you just came to
Okay.
eternal torment, mortal. You will need to do better than that.
Well, let's go
That
down
is
the
a
sin
very serious accusation.
route again. You've trapped people in this city against their will.
These people were all dead when my servant found them. I gave them a second chance at life. Would you prefer to have simply ceased to
I mean, you could
exist?
have asked them if they wanted a second chance at life.
Then you still have the option to end your life should you wish. And you are
Yeah, fine.
accordingly.
Fine. Didn't you abduct Proserpina and imprison her here?
I am well aware of the story told by the Greeks and Romans of my so-called abduction. It is entirely unfair. My love was dying, and I intervened the only way I could to save her life.
I'd have let her
What
live
would
her
you
life.
have done?
But didn't she choose to die?
It was an act of rebellion against the others. She knew I would have to act to save her, and I did because I loved her. I love her still. Accordingly, I reject your argument.
Okay, rude. Let's go down the terrible
Every
punishment
one
route
of
again.
those people was... They...
Collective punishment is considered one of the most egregious crimes there is.
How unfortunate that we are not where you are from.
Okay.
Let me...
We're not equals. No.
Of course.
What makes your kind superior to mine?
Where to begin? Our lifespans exceed yours by thousands
Means you
of
make
years.
more mistakes because you live
in which
longer.
time we accumulate vast wisdom and a mastery of technology you cannot begin
Haven't
to
really
imagine.
seen the wisdom part there. Why does your wisdom and technology make you superior?
Because that is the source of our power over you.
So you think you're not obliged to treat us fairly because you're more powerful than us.
You could say that.
What was it the Roman Stoics said? Treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you?
My kin have no superiors.
But didn't you say Jupiter was your leader? There's a hierarchy within your kin.
That is true. Go on.
So are you treating humans the way you wish Jupiter would treat you?
Make your point, mortal.
I'm saying, if you can't follow your own rule, how can you expect humans to?
Let me ponder that for a moment.
It does
If
need
you're
some Kratos
right,
energy in here.
Then
that's
it would
for sure.
follow that all this time I have been in the wrong. But no, the very thought of it grieves me. How can I accept your argument when doing so would make me a tyrant and a monster?
You're not a monster. You're human, and you made a mistake.
Wait, what? What are you saying?
Humans make mistakes. It's in our nature.
You have spoken eloquently, and yet, if what you say is true, it follows that my wager was fatally flawed from the beginning. But that would mean Jupiter, Proserpina's father, who knew more about you than anyone, proposed a wager I could never win. Why would he do that?
Perhaps because he was... I mean, perhaps he made a mistake too.
A mistake? But he is the best and greatest of us.
Really? We're just telling you the stories they tell about him. He's not. Perhaps when you took on human form, you took on some human foibles as well. That's a weird word.
Your words sting me, mortal.
You want to experience human emotions,
it is
you
what
get
I
all the
deserve.
baggage that comes with
As
that.
difficult as this is to admit, I have suspected as much for a long time now. And I
Also,
cannot deny it any longer.
Is there just any reason
I've
you
been
can't
so
just
fixated on
leave?
taking my beloved to Elysium that every time one of you sinned, it wore away my hope of being with her again.
Come on.
In time, I began to despise your kind for making
Really,
her
I
believe that you
couldn't
could
tell
ever be
you hated
better than
us.
you are. But my rage was not born of malice. Quite the opposite. Everything I have done, I did because I loved her.
You heard the road to hell
Who
is
knew
paved in
this
good
empathy
intentions.
of yours, which you celebrate so much, could have such a dark underside? This has gone on too long. It is time for me to let go of this form.
Oh, do we get to see
of
what
her,
the
of
superior
all of you.
beings look like?
But know this. If I abandon the wager and leave for Elysium, neither she nor your kind may ever ascend.
Why can't we go to Elysium?
Because doing so would violate the rules of my sacred agreement with Jupiter, and you would receive a hostile reception. The best I can do is return you to the land of the living. I will have
That is an
Carol
acceptable-
make arrangements to ferry the others. But as for you,
Acceptable
be
arrangement.
aware you will be separated from the rest.
Why?
Once this exodus begins, the events that brought you to this moment will never have taken place.
Oh, and I disappear
And
in a
you
beam
have
of light.
created a paradox. What will become of you is
I know,
difficult
it's like
to predict.
4 dudes made this game.
But that is the risk you have taken by interfering in the natural flow of time. Now, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Farewell, mortal.
Can I, like, chat to people? Oh, no, I just disappeared. Man, I wanted to explore the spaceship. Dang it. Alright, there's a good friend, Al. The hell did I end up? I say our good friend Al that we never really knew. Huh. Alright. Let's have a chit chat here.
Oh. Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fright. Thought I was in here alone. I'm Al.
Came here to find
Well,
you.
here I am. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Man, those thieves are gonna be in for a surprise when we both come back to life.
Oh, did that lady in the forest send you in here after me? I guess I lost track of time, learning about the history of this place, and it is extraordinary. I'm fairly certain you and I are the first people to set foot in this city for about 2,000 years.
Probably.
Fortunately for us, the last person in here was a Roman man named Galerius, who inscribed an account into a tablet. Apparently, there was a community of 20-something people trapped in here, and living in fear of a
really
curse
that
they
many?
called the Golden Rule. They believed that if even one person sinned, an unknown god would cast them all into gold, like the 1,000 people who'd lived here before them. Then, one day, just as Galerius had finished praying for a good harvest at the shrine of Proserpina, an oracle appeared and told him how to solve the ills of the city, like saving the life of a dying woman, foiling an assassination attempt,
Oh, now I'm an
and so
oracle.
on. Meanwhile,
Much better.
the oracle walked up to the temple of the mysterious god, this one right here, and demanded an audience. And the doors just opened up to her. Nobody knows what went on in there, but Galerius wrote the oracle must have been more persuasive than Odysseus, because
I
the
talked
next
around
thing
in
he
a lot
knew,
of circles.
the ground shook, and the voice of that god rang out over the city. The many have suffered long enough. Unfortunately, Galerius' account just sort of stops after that, leaving a lot of questions unanswered. What became of him, and the other people who lived here? What happened to all the golden statues? And did this mysterious oracle single-handedly undo the curse that had terrorized people for hundreds of years?
Actually, how are you reading any of this? Pray tell. I was led to believe you were just a hiker. I didn't realize you were a student of ancient Latin. But okay.
What? Oh, I see.
Yes, I'm totally
For a moment
joking.
there, I thought you were
It's totally
serious.
not.
Anyway, I think I found a way out through the aqueduct that brought water into the city. Follow me.
Right behind you. I guess, automatically. Like how I just fled. Okay. Alright, he's hammering the door shut again.
I'm gonna pause here for a moment and make sure nobody else has ever lured into this temple.
Okay, good
You
idea.
go on ahead. I'll be there soon.
I mean, we don't want them people to get stuck down here. You mind if I bring my archaeology team with me, though? I feel like we need to extract all the artifacts. Except, I'm pretty sure we're inside a spaceship right now, so probably can't bring them with me. Alright.
You're back! But you're alone.
We're gonna have the same conversation again.
Does that mean you didn't find Al?
I found him. He'll
Ah.
be here.
What a relief. Thank you so much. I was beginning to think you'd both become trapped in there. Why don't you tell me what you discovered while we wait?
Huh. I met you 2,000 years ago.
I see. I thought you might. Well, now you know. I suppose you have questions.
Who?
You can just call me Charon, if you like. I am sorry I was not completely honest with you when we first met.
Fine.
I do not enjoy deceiving people.
5,000 years of
That
experience.
most people find comfort in the
Yep. What's the truth?
that you died, of course. My
Yeah, we were
role
dead.
as the servant of the god of the underworld.
How did I die?
Usually, most souls ask your.
Yep.
As you wish. You were, unfortunately,
Murdered,
a
set upon by
nearby hiker
thieves.
saw the scuffle break out. You both fought. There was nothing you. He died instantly at the scene. That man's name. You were each in possession of a.
Pluto said the coins Al and I had were the last in existence. What does that mean for you?
It means I am now bereft of purpose. There is nobody else to ferry here. Nobody to keep you company. After
believe
5,000 years,
He said to put me back.
the underworld has finally run its course.
What's so special about these coins?
Perhaps you have heard the tales of the Greeks and well,
We already asked this.
those stories contain. A long time ago, my orders were simple.
Yeah, Pluto mentioned that my coin was the last in existence. What does that mean for you?
It means there is nobody.
Okay, can you just return
I
us to the
see
land of the
no
living?
point in keeping you here. But I have to ask one thing. that you keep this to yourself.
Look! Here comes Al now.
Yeah, you
Ow.
think anyone in the
It's so
world
good
is
to
gonna
see you.
believe me?
You were gone so long, I thought I'd never see you again.
Abducted
Kind
by
of lost track of
aliens
time
who
in there.
Lectured me
You
about their
wouldn't believe what
superiority.
we found. The ruins of a long-forgotten city. And there was a tablet describing an oracle who confronted a god and undid an ancient curse.
Sounds like quite a story. And I look forward to hearing all about it. But you two look exhausted. Why don't you hop in my boat and rest while I ferry you back to civilization?
Sounds good to me.
And you? Are you ready to go home?
I mean, I have no other option, so yes, send me home. Or we're gonna go scare the shit out of some thieves. Or coroners. It's hard to know which. Huh. Yep.
Hey, you made it. It's great to see you again.
Okay, you look
I read
more
your
like
book,
generic
and
Steve now,
what
Al.
the critics said about it. I guess they weren't ready for your theories about the underworld. Anyway, after everything you've been through,
I actually wrote a
I
book.
thought you might
Wow.
appreciate some good news. So after we got back to the real world, I started doing some research into the people mentioned in Galerius' tablet, and I found something strange. I'm sorry I've been so cryptic. I've been dying to tell you. I just really wanted you to see this for yourself. Why don't you head on down there? I'll catch up with you at the other end.
I mean, he aged enough to, like, change his whole face in a year. Oh, well, isn't that fascinating? It's a mini obelisk of plastic. There's the shrine of Proserpina.
You're finally here. Remember me?
Oh, dear God, everyone's here. Hi.
It's a crazy story. After you disappeared, Karen appeared and told us she was returning us to the world. Even gave us some coins to help us start our lives over. Only, for some reason, she returned us to your world instead of ours.
Because you all
Anyway,
died in your world.
I know we
Anyway.
only ever had that one conversation, and I wasn't even sure if you'd remember me, but I wanted to say thanks for freeing us from the underworld and giving us a second chance at life.
How are you liking the modern world? What are you doing with yourself these days?
Oh, I used Karen's gift to buy a farm in Umbria. Got a villa on it too, with enough room for Dooley, of course. It's hard work, but I sleep soundly every night. I'm finally my own man, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
I thought it was Hitman at first, but, you know, 1847. You're with Equity?
I know! I can't believe my luck either. But we're engaged and living together. We're planning to get married next
congratulations.
spring. If you're gonna be around, we'd love to see you there.
Sure, count me in. Better have drinks. It's good to see you
Of
again.
course, there's a whole museum full of people waiting for a chance to thank you, so you better keep moving. We'll speak again soon, my friend.
Did nobody think it was weird that all these people with ancient Roman names just appeared in the modern day? Hope you, been
hello.
updating, guys. You look much more comfortable, Dooley.
You're here. It's lovely to finally meet you. Galerius told me all about you.
Good to see you,
So,
too.
you're the hero who somehow vanquished the last of the Roman gods. As I'm a priestess, you realize you've put me out of work. I'm just teasing.
Your necklace is not
Actually,
symmetrical and it kind of
and
bugs
it
me.
still feels a little sacrilegious to say this. I'm finding life after religion quite enjoyable.
So what are you doing?
Galerius and I are engaged and expecting. We've just bought a lovely villa in the countryside with room for a large family, and Dooley too, of course. It feels
No
like
one,
the
like,
world
checked
has
your
just
credit
opened
history?
up for us. There's so much to learn, and so many more possibilities for our children than we ever imagined. We're just so thankful for what you did
Okay,
for
thank
us.
you. Yeah,
For all of us.
lay on the praise. How's Levia?
Oh, it's sweet of you to ask. She recovered nicely. In fact, she's here somewhere, if you'd like to ask her yourself.
Sure, I'll do that. Good to see you again.
See you at the wedding, I hope.
Yes, that's a plunging neckline. Anyway, hi Dooley.
Hello, I'm Dooley. Galerius said you're very nice and a big helper. Thank you for getting us out of the bad place. I didn't like it.
How are you doing?
I live at Galerius and Equitia's house. They look after me now and help me remember when I forget things, like brushing my teeth.
Sorry you never found your treasure.
Treasure? Oh, I forgot about that. I like my box now.
Got him a tablet.
Galerius
Wow.
got me a box that tells stories. It's my favourite thing.
Glad you're happy. Story boxes are great, aren't they?
Yeah, they're fun.
All right. Bye. Oh. Let's see, I think that's Cynthia. Well, start with the left side.
Hi there.
Hi, Yulia. How's it going?
You're the Oracle, right?
Okay, sure, yeah.
Oh,
I'm
of
the
course.
Oracle.
Sorry. And I never got a chance to thank you for telling Galerius how to save my life.
This means Centius is
And
here
of
too.
course, getting me and all of us
Now
out
that
of
we
a
don't have an
terrible
Overwatch,
situation.
Can push him off a cliff. How are you doing?
I barely recognize myself. I'm living in a house share in London with my wonderful girlfriend. And I'm studying English at university. Eventually, I want to travel the world and write about it. Turns out, it's about 30 times bigger than the Roman Empire ever was.
Yeah, the Roman
Did
Empire.
you know there are entire continents Rome never knew existed? And you can travel almost
Yes,
anywhere in
perhaps.
an aircraft, which is rather like flying on a Pegasus, but much more comfortable. Oh, sorry, you already know all that, of course. I'm just so excited. There's so much to see and learn and write about.
Sounds
I have
great.
noticed people from your time have no idea how fortunate they are. I
Well,
hope to
you know,
change
they've
that.
lived with this.
One day.
Whatever happened to Malleolus and Claudia?
Last I heard, Malleolus kept insisting he was the last rightful ruler of the Roman Empire, and wound up being committed to a psychiatric hospital.
Some
As
people are
for
just not
Claudia,
adaptable.
She was always so viciously unhappy. Someone said she'd blown all her money on wine, trying to drink herself back to the underworld. After the horrific way they treated Ulpius and me, I can't help feeling a sense of... what's that German word? Schadenfreude?
I think you're allowed to feel that way.
Thank you. You're very kind.
Whatever happened to Aurelia?
Ugh. Someone told me she was boasting about getting her claws into some rich prince, and how she was going to be living
I
the
don't
high
remember
life
who
from
Aurelia
now
was.
on. Even in your time, life still isn't fair. Apparently, he'd proposed before they'd even met. And last I heard, she'd bought herself a first-class one-way ticket to join him in some exotic place called... what was it? Nigeria?
Huh!
Some people have all the luck.
Oh, that's right. Aurelia's the bartender. Oh my god, the scammer got scammed. Holy shit, that's hilarious. As the Oracle, I foresee terrible disappointment in her future.
Really? Huh. I feel better already. Thank you. You too. If you're
Glad
ever
you're not
in
dead.
London, let me know. We can go to bars and drink wine and listen to the stories of the 9 million people who live there.
Sure. Take
I
you up on
hope
that.
so.
If I'm ever in London. All right.
Hi there. You
How's
are
it
here.
going?
It's nice to finally meet you.
Hey, Lucretia.
Lucy is fine. I'm making an effort to blend in, as you can see. We are all trying to keep a low profile. If the world knew we died 2,000 years ago and were suddenly brought back to life 12 months ago, they'd never leave us alone.
Yeah, they'd probably
Speaking
all
of
like you,
which,
lock you
I
up in
wanted to say
psychiatric
thank
hospitals.
you in person. I'd say the gods smile on you, but I hear you drove the last of them off. So...
Who needs gods?
I'm
How you
studying
doing?
to get into medical school.
As much as I resented the responsibility of keeping everyone in the city
Medical school's a
alive,
good ambition.
when it ended, I
Lot of work.
realized I missed it. So I guess I'll just keep saving the world, if begrudgingly, one patient at a time. You too, don't be a stranger.
He's looking at his helmet and his shield. Oh boy.
Hey.
Hi there, I'm Horatius.
Hi, Horatius.
I understand we have you to thank for giving us a second chance at life, and reuniting Scintilla with us as well. So, thank you.
What are you doing with yourself these days?
I'm living up north and studying in the military academy in Modena. I'm going to be an officer one day. The world's changed
Not sure
a
if
lot.
that's how that works.
But some things stay the same. Would you believe we're still studying military tactics from my time? Alexander the Great, Caesar, Hannibal Barca. Still, I have to keep challenging myself to let go of old ways of thinking and embrace the new. As Seneca wrote, the ones who pioneered our paths aren't our masters, but our guides.
Fair enough. Sorry you never got to see your girl again.
Ah, you remembered that. Thank you. I grieved for a time, but that's done. In the words of Epictetus, as those who
Got a quote
rode
for
behind
everything.
triumphant
You're
generals
like Gurney Halleck.
remind them they are mortal. Remind yourself your precious one isn't one of your possessions, but something given for now, not forever.
Well said.
Thanks. Oh, and I don't know if you've heard, but a few of us are going for drinks later.
Excellent.
It'd be nice
The Oracle
to
needs alcohol.
chat with you some more. Great.
Whatever happened to your buddy, Domitius?
He's not my... Oh, I see what you did there. Good one. He had more trouble
Sarcasm.
adapting than most. He got himself disqualified from the UFC, so he started some kind of underground blood sport tournament.
Sounds about
that we
right.
had in Rome. Suppose it appealed to people's baser instincts. And they say he made some good coin, killing a bunch of men like that. But his luck finally ran out, and his life along with it. You know what they say. Live by the sword, die by the sword.
Well. It's a shame.
Perhaps.
Alright.
See you at drinks later, I hope.
Peace out. Hey, Cynthia.
I take it you're the Oracle. Thanks for coming.
Good to see you again.
Actually, I changed my name to Cynthia. I didn't want to be associated with Sentius after what happened. I'm not sure if you heard, but after you drove Pluto off, Proserpina emerged from the Great Temple. She knew right away what none of us had figured out about that psychopath. He'd been keeping my little sister locked up in the upper cistern all that time. But he's been dealt with. He's... you know what? The important
Details.
thing is
I
we'll
want the gory
never
details.
see him again.
Did he get what he deserved?
Anything I want. I'm a woman of means in a vast new world. I can go wherever and do whatever I please.
That must be so
Of course,
liberating
I
after
mostly
being a
just
Roman
stay in my villa
daughter.
and have my servant Alexa summon things for me, because it's just awful out there. Barbarians everywhere.
What happened to Sentius?
He's still there, all alone. The last golden statue in the underworld. Trapped in a metal shell, slowly losing his mind until the end of time. Eternal
I'll accept
torment. Just what he deserves, if you ask me.
You could have lit him on fire and then turned him into a golden statue.
You too. See you around.
That sounds better to me. But I'll accept gilded. Ah! The philosopher.
I take it you're the Oracle everybody's talking
Do I finally get to know who you
It's
are?
a pleasure to finally meet you.
We met before, though I wouldn't expect you to remember
We
that.
have. I'm sorry, I don't remember. In any
Philip.
case, I'm Philip. I never thought I'd leave that cave.
That's
let
not a
alone
Greek
the
name.
city. And now I'm living in the 21st century.
I bet you'd make a
What
great
a
history
time
and
to
philosophy
be alive.
professor, though.
And it seems I have your catabasis to thank for it.
You know, you're right. If he's an eternally burning statue, he looks too epic. No, I was suggesting we burn him, sear his skin, put him out, and then, in the most painful-looking position he can be in, we'll shoot him with the golden arrow, and he can be there for eternity.
I'm working as a consultant to the Faculty of Classics at Cambridge University, helping fill the odd gap in their knowledge. Not that I need the money, but I do love being around enlightened minds.
Yep, I figured he'd be at a university, and with that bow tie and cardigan, Cambridge makes sense.
My sincere thanks once again.
I gotta shit a little bit on Cambridge because one of my friends got a teaching
soiree,
job at
innit?
Oxford. I'm gonna assume you can't read. Georges!
Greetings. You must be the legendary Oracle. It is a sincere privilege to finally make your acquaintance. I am Georgius.
Good to see you.
I am told we have you to thank for freeing us from Hades, and for that, I am most grateful. I am
you doing?
reacquainting myself with Greece. It has changed so much over the last 2,000
It
years,
really has.
I barely recognize it. This is at once heartbreaking and thrilling. Perhaps one day, once I have seen all of this new Greece and sampled her delights, I will settle down in Santorini in a villa overlooking the Azure Aegean Sea. I hope you will join me there and regale me with the story of how you faced off against the fearsome god of the underworld and won.
Not much to tell. I argued with him. A lot. But Santorini sounds good.
You too, my friend.
Fabia!
Hello. You're the one we've been waiting for. I'm Fabia.
Fabia. Keep calling her
I wanted
Fabia.
to say thanks for sending Galerius to save my life.
Is it not?
I don't know how you knew, but I would have been crushed by that shrine for sure.
Yep, saw it happen. Bit bone crunching.
I'm just
Much
so happy
I'm
to
happier
be
the
here
assassin was
with
there than
you and everyone together again, even if it's just for one more night. Well, it's not like I have to work with all the silver Charon gave me, so I just do what makes me happy.
Don't run out of
Mostly
money.
that means baking for my friends and looking at memes while binging TV shows in yoga pants. What a time to be alive.
You should open an actual bakery. I'm sure people would love it.
Thank you. I really am. You too.
All right. Who's next? I guess we'll talk to Decius. Shoes off the couch, man. Were you raised in a barn?
Oh, hello at last. You must be the oracle I've heard so much about. I'm Decius.
Hello.
Listen, I wanted to express my sincere appreciation for what you did. If it wasn't for you, I'd never been able to sell all those useless old relics I accumulated. Whatever you did in that temple made me a very wealthy man. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Most gracious of you.
What are you doing?
I took the money I made from selling my trinkets and started investing in the stock market. That's where the real money is now. In fact, I was hoping to ask your advice, you being the oracle and future seer and all that, on which stocks I should invest in next. I can't decide between fossil fuels, tobacco, gambling and arms. What would you recommend?
Arms and gambling. Fossil fuels, bit iffy. Tobacco's also a decent one. There will always be people that want tobacco products. Gambling is just human nature. You'll always make money off gambling. And, you know, I like guns, so. I can't really see the future.
Oh, don't be like that. You can tell your old pal Decius. I won't take no for an answer.
Yeah, I also don't know. His feet are immensely large. Let's see. DVD rentals have a bright future.
Oh, of course, yeah. I was just thinking the same thing. I'll go home and buy up as much stock as I can tonight. I'm going to make a bloody fortune.
All right.
Of course, don't let me keep you. Thanks again for the tips, my friend.
You asked. Live with the consequences.
Good evening.
Octavia.
Oh, hello. It's lovely to meet you. I've heard so much about you.
I shudder to think what she thinks of the Christians in this era. God, the difference must be horrific. Anyway, nice to see you too, Octavia.
I'm thankful that you're here. I was sure the person who drove off the last pagan god would have more important things to do than visit the likes of us. But thank you for coming and for
I'm an
saving our
archaeologist.
lives.
I belong in a museum.
What you did was extraordinary, and I'll never forget it.
What are you doing?
I'm living in Rome again, in a charming little flat by the Tiber, not far from my old place. Oh, and I'm training to be a crisis counselor. After you sent Galerius to persuade Ulpius not to take his own life,
well,
I was inspired. I just want to spend the rest of my life helping people, like you helped him.
Good on you.
Thank you. That means a lot. And you.
Livia.
Greetings. Thank you
To see you
for
looking
your
well.
kind words and for liberating us all. In all the time I was in the underworld, I never once imagined
Glad
that
to
I
see
might
she's
end
not
up
in
in
an
a place
asylum.
so much like
And
Elysium.
Malleolus got what he deserved. What are you doing?
I'm recovering. Octavia was kind enough to let me stay with her for a while, at least until I'm well enough to be independent again.
That's good. Read any good poems?
Ah, you remember that. I'm a little tired of Ovid, but that's all right. I have 2,000 years worth of poetry to catch up on now.
Could
I'm
teach
already
classical
up to
Greek
the
poetry.
19th century, and am quite enjoying the work of a fellow named Poe. I think I may have found a kindred spirit. Men have called me mad.
I do enjoy
But
Edgar
the
Allan
question
Poe's
is not
works.
yet settled whether madness is or is not the loftiest intelligence.
Well said.
And
like
you.
Poe.
Farewell,
choice.
friend.
Oh my god, there's still so much to this damn hallway. Hey! How goes?
It is an honor to finally meet you, Oracle. You know my name? Oh, of course. You are an Oracle. You know many things. I too
None
would
of
like
you were
to
introduced,
offer
but
my
that's fine.
thanks for
It's
releasing
easier
us
if you just
from
think
that
of an
case,
oracle.
and for your role in bringing us here. This world is truly wondrous.
I am the Oracle, Siri. What are you doing?
For a time, I returned to Alexandria, but they have no need of another fisherman, and I came to see there is nothing for me there. Instead, I have decided to follow the custom of your youths and backpack the world. It is a great adventure, and I have met many people from many cultures. I spent the first 25 years of my life avoiding the 42 sins that would deny me access to the afterlife. Now, I think it is time I had some fun.
Yeah? Go for it.
Indeed. Thank
See you
you,
later.
Oracle.
You deserve things. Ah, now we're moving into the Sumerians. Oh,
Hi.
young couple.
Hello there.
Hi, Centilla. I'm sure you had to do lots of therapy.
Oh, I go by Gabriella now. I didn't want to be reminded of that monster every time I heard my own name.
Oh, excellent.
After you drove Pluto off,
Hi.
Proserpina came and released me, and that monster got what was coming to him.
Sounds like he got what he deserved.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
I'm living with Ulpius on a little vineyard in Umbria. It's even more wonderful than I dreamed it would
Vineyard
be.
is hard
I'm
work.
so grateful to you for
I'm glad you're
making
enjoying
sure
it.
he's still with us.
If you're ever passing through the region, I hope you'll come and visit us. You can try some of our very own wine.
Gonna do that.
Thanks. You too.
Ulpius.
It's nice to finally put a face to the name. I'm Ulpius.
I hope you got some counseling too.
I understand I have you to thank for sending Galerius to save my life. The way you just showed up out of the blue and stopped me from making a terrible mistake. I'll be forever in your debt.
It's fine. I only let you die 5 or 6 times? Totally. Could be forever in your debt. What do you do?
I'm living with Gabriella in Umbria.
I mean,
We
yeah, you're on the
finally
vineyard.
bought the little vineyard we always dreamed of. It'll be a little while before we know what we're doing, but
takes years
every
to get a
day I
vineyard
look
up
at
and going,
her
though.
and this extraordinary new world with all its beauty, and I think, what if I'd given up hope?
Okay.
And missed out on all of this?
Yes, it would
So
be
we're living
depressing.
each day to the fullest. And we end them all the same way. Sitting together on our terrace with a glass of our wine, which the locals say is almost drinkable now, and watching
Yeah,
the
ancient
sunset
wine, modern
over the
wine.
rolling hillside. And I
Not quite the same.
couldn't be happier. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad you all think you're
I
living in Elysium.
Wouldn't be here without
Ignore all the bad things.
you. You too.
But don't worry. Oh, these are our other 2
Evening.
soldiers.
Nice to meet you.
Rufius. Oh no, this is Rufius and Virgil. Good to see you too, Rufius.
I go by Rufus now.
Rufus.
New start, new name. Oh, and thanks, by the way, for what you did. Sorry,
I bet you're
I'm
getting way
no
better
good
rheumatism
with
treatment now.
The mushy stuff.
How's it going?
I live with Virgil in Rotterdam, not far from where he grew up. It's very modern. Destroyed in the war, and it rebuilt itself. Good place for a fresh start. Haven't decided what I'm going to do with my life yet. One adjustment at a time.
Well, turns out you were right. The statues really were watching us.
Good to know. Anyway, it was good practice for the new world. Security cameras and smartphones everywhere.
Constant vigilance.
Got to stay vigilant.
Yep, that is unfortunately true. Alright, good to see you.
You too. Look us up next time you're in the Netherlands. We're grateful.
You're very welcome.
Hello.
Virgil, are you enjoying the modern architecture?
It's so nice to finally meet you. I've heard so much about you.
That's what it was.
Hi.
The way Al fixed his hair reminded me of Virgil. It's just weird. It's weird. I don't know why they just didn't keep his... I don't know. Al looks weird now. And maybe it's because before he had a beard, and then he had the, like, messy hair, and now he's, like, side-parted, all trim, shirt tucked in khakis. I don't know, but it just... The owl that's at the end of the hall over there does not look like the owl I rescued. But anyway, I digress.
I wanted to thank you personally for getting us out of there. And for helping Rufus come to terms with himself. He may come off a little gruff, but once you get past that, he's a lovely fellow. I'm studying to be an architect again, and living with Rufus in our beautiful flat in Rotterdam, just down the river from Nijmegen, where I grew up. Of course, it's improved immensely since I was there last. Gleaming futuristic buildings and clean streets full of educated, accepting people. You natives of the 21st century have no idea how fortunate you are.
Yes, everyone keeps reminding me.
You too. As Rufus said in his own laconic way, if you're ever in the Netherlands, we'd love to show you around. It's the least we could do.
Okay, cool. I'll travel to the Netherlands. Eventually. This is a really cool exhibit, but is this just everything that I inspected? Is that why it's so big? Is it because I looked at everything? Sounds like there's a lot of people down there. Oh, that's cool. I didn't realize it was nighttime. This is an awesome museum. I'd love to go there. What is the light on the moon? Why is there a light up there? What is that? Guess that's the alien spaceship.
There you are. I hope you enjoyed that. Now, there's one more person I wanted to introduce you to.
Oh,
I think you know her.
Persephone.
Sorry if I frightened you. Just a little joke I've been saving for a long, long time.
I recognize
Allow me
that
to introduce
voice.
myself properly. I am Proserpina, former goddess of the cycle of life and renewal, and now a regular mortal. I wanted to meet you in person, and thank you for freeing all these people, and me. I hate to think what would have happened to us without your intervention.
So, you were whispering to me all
Indeed.
along.
Suffice it to say that while Pluto was controlling the eyes and ears of each golden statue, I was able to control their tongues and whisper to you when he was distracted. I am sorry my messages were so cryptic. There were only ever brief windows in which I could speak to you without being detected.
Well, thank you. You created the
I
time
did.
loop.
I may have given up my immortality, but I still retain my gifts as the goddess of a cycle of life and
That
renewal.
sounds unfair.
After witnessing Pluto punish countless
Does that make
poor
you a superhero
souls
now?
over thousands of years, I knew this generation, the final wave, would not survive. So I tried to give them a way to buy more time. A second chance. Rather, as many second chances as they needed to avoid his wrath.
So what became of
I don't
him?
know what happened to him. I haven't heard from him, and I rather hope it stays that way.
Yeah, as he did things without really talking to you beforehand, made all your decisions for you. Not exactly the best foundation of a relationship.
Oh, she inherited dominion over the underworld. Last time we spoke, she was working on a new world of some kind. She wouldn't say what it was, but I'd be surprised if you don't run into her again. I imagine we all will, one day.
Well, it was nice
And
to finally
you.
meet you.
Although it feels like I've known you forever. Oh, and one last thing. Do you remember all those golden statues scattered throughout the city?
I could hardly forget those.
Good, because they remember you. Well done, my friend.
Oh,
Of
dear
all
God.
the heroes who ever
There are
turned to
actually
the
people
underworld
down
in
there.
return, none came close to achieving what you did. Hercules,
Look at the
Orpheus,
Cimmerians!
Theseus,
Oh my
and
God.
Aeneas.
The
Good
one
crowd.
dude needs to fix his hair, though. They made that hair totally the wrong color. Oh, she's definitely making New Elysium. Oh, look, that's the true end. Oh god, can you imagine how the Cimmerians would feel if they showed up? It's just like, oh god. What is this world? Be so vastly different. Yeah, it looks like 3 people were the main people behind it. Considering they had 1 programmer, I'm gonna say they did really good. Let's see, do I know any of these cast members? The answer is probably no. But it doesn't hurt to look. It's cool they put headshots of the actors Shogun. I can't tell if they did actual... I don't think they did facial... Like, they didn't match the faces of the characters to the actors, which I like. I like it better when games do that. Because it makes them feel more like characters. Still don't recognize anyone. I wonder if Annie Warburton is related to Patrick Warburton. Oh, the philosopher and somebody else were played by the same guy. Alright. We're getting into the publisher now. Cool. Excellent. That's, I guess, the true ending. I'm not going to go back probably and get the other two right now, or I'll do it on my own time, but probably not on stream. But thank you for joining me for the Ancient Roman Adventure. As we have chased away the gods for all time. Congratulations. So, probably just end that here, and we'll see if there's somebody to raid. Yeah, again, next stream, Sunday, Halloween fun times. We're doing Forewarned on Minx's stream as part of the long stretch. Sometime about, I think, 6 p.m. UK time is when that is. And then after that, got Hellblade. So, although hopefully I'll be able to get through Hellblade faster than this one. I don't think anyone is online. Well, that's exciting. Oh no, Zero Doxy's on. Let's raid Doxy. Because she's doing Inscription, which is a batshit game if you have not seen anything about it. It's pretty awesome. Actually, it looks like maybe somebody else is playing it on her channel. That's fine. Let's raid it anyway. Thank you guys for coming out. And I will catch all of y'all on Sunday for fun horror times.